Don't bother me. I'm at the Pickle Palace.
On 98.5.
I know what I'm capable of.
He said something about peanut butter, right?
Yeah, boning, baby. Make America nut again.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Let's talk about cheese.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I was at dinner with my wife and a friend.
Kitty, kitty, pussy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Flap, flap, flap.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Toucher and Heidi.
Good luck trying to put your finger in it when there's a million holes.
On 98.5, The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Too much, maybe? Okay.
Happy New Year! Merry New Year! Happy New Year. In this country, we say Happy New Year. Dan, film?
Artie?
Dan, Merry New Year. Happy New Year. In this country, we say Happy New Year. Please forgive me my English, which stinks. Come on, Dan.
Welcome
this
to
is
America?
going
Coming
to...
to America?
Right actor,
Yeah.
wrong movie.
Oh, Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
I don't know. 48 hours?
For your age, this is wheelhouse, not 48 hours. You've got like two more.
I know.
Classics.
Way too early.
80s classics. You got two more.
Yeah.
It's not Beverly Hills Cop. So
okay.
now I've given it
That's
to
the
you.
one I was thinking of.
Okay, so which one is it? Dan Aykroyd,
Yes.
Eddie Murphy,
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Amici.
I know all these people, too. I know, and I can picture the movie.
Okay.
I see the things going on and everything else, right?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. What is it?
I'm not going to tell you.
Come on.
No. Will it bother you if I don't tell you?
No.
Oh, Trading Places.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Merry New Year!
Happy New Year. In this country, we say Happy New Year.
So last night, and by the way, good morning. It's Hardy and Dan Roach and Kendra Middleton. Good morning, Kendra.
Good morning, friends.
Ryan Garvin is here. George, the people's champion, is here. As you may have seen posted on his Instagram when he gave the rundown of all the appearances he would be making on the Sports Hub over the holidays. He does this nice graphic and this nice image of all the shows that he'll be working on. And we will be going over that a little bit later, too, to find out how George's New Year has been. But last night, as we were getting ready to have a family meal, my daughter said, "Can we watch something fun during dinner?" Because normally I subject the children to jeopardy. Now the boy has been indoctrinated, and now he accepts it.
So you put it, 5 days in October on?
No. Well, we watch Manchester by the Sea. Just something fun.
Most depressing movie.
It was either that or Seven.
Yeah.
No, I fine. We'll just watch something like fun and mindless. And Norbit was on.
Oh, who's that? Is that Jerry Lewis or something?
No, it might as well be.
Right?
It's got to let, and I think Eddie Murphy probably, has some affinity or idolization of Jerry Lewis. I thought of that last night. I was watching it. There's some very Jerry Lewis moments in there.
Weird.
But I've never seen Norbit in its entirety.
Oh, gosh.
And all I know is that it's terrible. Okay? But we turn it on, and both the kids starts laughing, and then my wife starts laughing.
No way.
So I say to her, "What are you laughing at?" And then she admits to me that she had seen this movie before in its entirety and doesn't mind it. So we watch probably 2/3 of Norbit. I don't know that the movie could be made today in terms of some of the jokes
and everything. Yep.
Jokes
the
that it
majority
makes.
of comedies from the past 30 years.
It's not good, and it's not Uncanny Valley AI type of unsettling. It's not like watching Nutty Professor when he dresses in all the fat suits and stuff, which was really funny the first time you saw it. There is something unsettling in seeing him in all that makeup and as the older Asian gentleman that he's dressed as Norbit's wife in the film, which I'm sure you remember, Rasputia.
Yeah.
can't believe I sat there and watched the whole
Fun times in the Hardy household.
I
Almost
just
the whole
looked this
thing.
movie cover up. This is not what I was expecting to see.
Kendra, don't watch it. Whatever you do, don't watch Norbit. I'm begging you. Don't even try.
I think you're safe.
The two redeeming performances come from Cat Williams and Eddie Griffin, and I enjoy those two in the
Pope
film.
Sweet Jesus?
Yeah, on the IMDb page. Now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And who was the other one you said?
Eddie Griffin
Yep, he was Pope Sweet Jesus.
and Cat Williams.
Cat Williams. Or Kate Thomas? No. Oh, Cat Williams is Lord Have Mercy.
There you
Wow.
go. So that's how we wrapped up our holidays together. As they have come to a close, and I'm back to work.
I had the complete opposite of that experience. I came home from Patriots last night and my wife was watching
From Patriots practice.
from like just being down there.
Okay, because you scared me for a second. I thought maybe the Patriots had played yesterday.
And you didn't know it?
Oh.
Yes, the Super Bowl was yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, crap.
My wife was watching Eden.
What is Eden?
It's a 2024 thriller crime movie.
Okay.
On Netflix. A group of disillusioned Europeans settles on a remote, uninhabited island in the Galapagos.
Oh.
They soon discover their greatest threat isn't the brutal climate or deadly wildlife, but one another. And I was watching it. I'm like, what? I was just in the kitchen. I'm like, what are you doing?
I would.
It was horrible.
Is the climate deadly in the Galapagos? I thought of it as being somewhat tropical. Is it too far south?
I don't know.
All right. Bless
Bless
you,
you.
Kendra. All right.
Thank you.
It's directed by Ron Howard. It stars Jude Law and others. Sydney Sweeney, but it's good, fine. But it was not good. The part I was listening to was it's like, come on.
You have certain things that get stuck in your head. Bless you, Kendra. About the Galapagos Islands and
George Costanza. That's all I ever think of.
Okay, so for me, it's Captain Kangaroo.
I just think about how you can't bring plastic.
Can't bring plastic.
Can't bring any
to the
plastic.
Galapagos.
Really?
No plastic. Anything you bring, even your toiletries, all of that, no plastic.
Wow.
Okay. All I know is that the blue-footed boobies are there from the Captain Kangaroo, and the blue-footed boobies off the coast of Ecuador. That's all I got.
Were you a big
Captain Kangaroo?
Yeah.
Big CK guy.
Bozo the Clown?
Not so much. Okay. I'm a little just a tad too young for that one. You probably watched Bozo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I remember the buckets where they had to throw the ping pong balls, and the production value on the Bozo show, not great. I don't think they had or needed a lot of money to spend. Now, let's put a clown on TV for the kids, and we'll bring a bunch of kids in, and we'll have a show. It'll be great. There's so much freaking TV, and we've watched a lot of it over this
Yes.
break. Oh, my God. So here's a show we watched, and I had no interest in watching this, but the actor is great. Michael Shannon. We all know who Michael Shannon is. Michael Shannon played Zod in the Superman movie that came out maybe
I've never seen this person in my life.
15 years ago. Ryan, sound right?
Longer than that. I mean,
20 years ago?
I think so, because Norbit was 2007.
Oh,
so
my God. Okay.
Superman has to be
So
before
it's
that.
the Superman with Henry Cavill.
Man of Steel?
Yeah, Man of Steel. Thank you. I think that's the one. Amy Adams plays Lois Lane, I believe. All right, who is Michael
Diane Lane.
Yeah, she
Diana Lane.
Yeah, she plays the Superman's mom,
Martha Kent.
Martha Kent. Thank you, his Earth mom. Michael, do you know who Michael Shannon is? Dan Roach?
I see him, but I don't really know him. What else is he in?
You rolled your eyes at me. I'm not the only one in here.
Revolutionary Road. Ever seen that one? Kate Winslet, Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's known for on IMDb. It says "Take Shelter," "The Shape of Water," "Revolutionary Road," and 99 Homes.
All right, whatever. There's a show. I think it was on Netflix. I think it's called Death by Lightning. Michael Shannon plays President James Garfield, and my wife suggests we watch that. I'm like, are you high? I'm not watching a 4-episode series on President James Garfield. What do I care? And as most good stories and shows and actors will make you care about things that you don't ordinarily care about. And it was fantastic. 4 episodes.
Really?
an easy watch.
Yeah.
And had no idea about, what the story was, but he was assassinated by Goutot, I think is the guy's name.
In Buffalo?
Something like that. It rings a bell. I'm like, oh, yeah, Goutot. But there's only a handful of presidents who've been assassinated. Right. Garfield was one of them by this Goutot guy. And, that seems like a Jeopardy question that I heard once before. But the story is great.
Is it really?
And the guy who plays the assassin is the dude from Succession. One of the actors from Succession. Tom, who marries into the family. He's Shiv's husband. All right, now I don't know what you guys watch. Sports?
I watched sports yesterday.
Kneel before sword.
All right. Well, that's...
Mixed in a couple games of Xbox. That was my day.
Well, how did you say... Have you been working for the most part during these last couple of weeks?
Oh,
Kendra?
yeah.
Okay.
I have too. We all have.
All right.
Well, most of us don't get 2 weeks off.
Yeah, you get plenty of time off, but you take time off at other points of the year. I like to save it up for the end and spend time with my family.
Oh, okay,
Dan,
now you're gonna
maybe if your kids weren't all married and grown and out of the house, you would stay home too. Was it difficult for you this Christmas with both children? With both children now married and
yes.
Lives of their own?
The first time,
did they remember to call?
For the first time, we woke up with nobody in the house.
That's wow.
First time. So my daughter got married last July.
Wow.
So this was the first time my wife and I woke up and were like, wow, there's nobody in the house. It was just bizarre. So.
Now, what was the protocol for this Christmas? Because they have to spend time with their new families now, too.
There's 20 of us at the house, came over the house. So my son spent it with the in-laws Christmas Eve.
Okay.
And my daughter and her husband went to Mass with my wife. I was in Foxborough. I spent most of my Christmas. And then we had a meal when I got home. And then they came back Christmas morning.
Okay.
And then my son came over with his wife as well.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, and relatives and everyone else.
So you hosted at your house on Christmas
my wife
Day.
Cooked. So
very nice.
It was nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Now, Kendra, what was your Christmas?
I was by myself. I made chicken curry and watched sports.
Kendra.
Oh.
Come on.
Oh my God. Any gifts? Did you have any gifts sent to you that you opened sadly by yourself?
No.
Oh no. Oh no.
My mom sent me a card.
Oh, Kendra.
Oh no.
I know.
I saw my best friend's parents. I saw my best friend's parents on Christmas Eve, but no, I was by myself.
There's a bunch of mail for Zoe out there on the counter. You can open some of that.
Maybe there's a gift card.
Yeah. Well, you know what's in those envelopes? They're like Zolak player cards.
That's what we were wondering the other night because we wondered why they're always there. And Jake Seymour said that it was people trying to get Zoe to sign stuff, and he just wouldn't.
People send stuff to Zoe for him to sign and then send back, which if you walked up to Zoe and asked him to sign something, he would automatically sign it. If you want him to
take a card out, sign it, put it in another envelope.
Oh my God!
Send it.
Oh
no!
And like put it in a U.S. Post office like certified mailing receptacle. No, he's not doing that. And it's not because he's mean. It's just because he doesn't have the capacity. Yeah. He just can't.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the.
I'm not gonna say time. I like that.
I don't know that he's ever sealed an envelope in his life.
Do you think Zoe knows where to buy a stamp?
No. No chance.
Maybe this is a learning lesson. If you're going to send Zoe something, make sure you send a stamp and an envelope with it.
He called me.
No chance of getting anything back if it's not stamped.
But no, I don't think that. There's very little chance of you getting it back if you include a self-addressed stamped envelope. I just don't think he can. What I got to tell you is I got to put it. I got to put in this thing.
See, a lot of athletes would have their agent or their manager just say, Hardy, I need you at 3:00 on Saturday to sit for half an hour and we'll do this. And then they would handle it that way. You sign it, put it in the envelope, sent, boom, and have that one day.
Well, I mean, not to let the cat out of the bag here, but I think there's plenty of agents and handlers and stuff that might just sign it themselves and send it back.
A lot of people have like the stamp. If you're like famous enough, you have the stamp with your signature on it that your assistant, that your assistant will use.
You know what happened to my wife years and years ago? She worked for the Patriots before the Crafts bought it.
Oh.
And she was there when the Crafts bought it. But prior regime, before the Crafts, she walked in on the director of community relations, and she had a teamed autographed football in front of her, and then several footballs to the side of her, and she was just busy looking at the team autograph football, signing everybody's autograph, and then putting it into a separate box.
No.
Yes. So yes. Nowadays, most teams have NFL assigned or Major League Baseball assigned people that watch them do this process.
Right.
Like when in spring training, when you're down there for 10 days or whatever, there's an MLB representative. There's a separate room with all baseballs, gloves, hats, everything else, uniforms, and say, hey, like we just said, Hardy, I need you at after practice on Thursday to come in and sign for an hour.
Right.
And you just do that. And they stamp them. They authenticate them. The guy does it right there in front of them. So
Yeah, I mean, it's a big business now, but I think
back then it wasn't.
I believe like back in the 90s, and maybe around the time that your wife was there, Dan, I think there were a fair amount of Drew Bledsoe signed items that maybe a certain backup quarterback was signing for him. And maybe there was some compensation paid to Zola, the backup quarterback for signing a bunch of stuff. But in his defense, and since we were talking about him earlier, Zolak, very artistic hand.
Is he a good artist?
He draws well.
He's actually incredible.
Yes, I've seen some of the things he's done.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you could say to him,
You didn't know this, Kendra?
No, I did not know this about Scott Zolak.
Savant-like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He could sit here right now. You just give him a Sharpie and a blank piece of paper and do a caricature of you that you would find suitable for framing.
He missed his calling. He could have been a chiropractor or an artist, and he's here with us.
I've told him before that we should set him up when we do our golf tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the year we finally do it. Like, set him up at an easel, because it's always, it's for, like a floating hospital, and we do, all these charitable things. Like, all right, here it is. Zoe will do a caricature of you. It's $100, but it is one of one.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, this is the only memorabilia that's really, to me, like, I find truly interesting. I've got some stuff, but the only stuff I really
don't
like,
much either.
This is the only one of these that exists. Like my Jim Louth gave me pom-poms from the Lions playoff victory in the Silverdome in 1991.
That's awesome.
They had handed out these things, and they have like the Elias Brothers Big Boy handle. They were sponsored by someone. I'm like, okay, they made 10,000 of these, so it's not one of one. There's not a lot of these left. Mm-hmm. So I kind of dig stuff like that. But if you had like a Zolak caricature that he drew, and you had photos of him drawing it and signed up, like, people would pay for those.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a Zolak signed jersey that
Do you really?
I got gifted, that I wear all the time.
Did he gift it to you? Or someone
No,
gifted it to you?
I worked with a company, and they were like, do you want to do a giveaway with us? We'll give you this Zolak signed
Oh, that's
jersey. I was
cool.
like, that's crazy. I've never met him in
Circle
my
of life, right?
Yeah, I know. So I wear it all the time. I wear it to like concerts. I wore it to Boston Calling. Like, if you see a little blonde girl in a Zolak jersey, it's probably me running around town.
Oh, are you kidding? They are legion.
Yes.
They're all over the place.
I have seen a couple people in Zolak jerseys at Gillette.
Yes.
At the games, yeah.
They sell it in the pro shop, right?
Do they?
I think so.
When they started selling them, that was a news to Zoe, and he wanted to know where his cut was. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you signed away all rights to that a long time
Bye-bye.
ago. Yeah, that's it. Go back and check your paperwork from Yeah, check your paperwork from 91. I think that went bye-bye.
Probably getting like $3 a year
Right.
from it.
And as you said, Hardy, he has no recollection of signing that either.
Well.
I did?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, look, people just put stuff in front of me, and I would just sign Drew Bledsoe's name. What do you want out of me?
All right, so we have bowl games that happened last night. We'll talk about those. We have Albert Breer. He's going to join us at 7 o'clock, talk about all things Patriots and the NFL. Dan Roach brought a game this morning, as he is wont to do.
It's not a good one. I have a game for you and Kendra, and I'm not sure it was fair to Kendra, so we'll do it together. You two can do it together, the Kendra question.
We will tag team both.
Yes.
Okay? That'll be great.
Yep.
Kendra and I will tag team you, Dan.
Oh, great.
All right?
Yeah.
What a way to start the new year.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Eiffel Tower. Are you ready? I was just trying to figure out, does that work with the configuration that I just
think
described.
that I would need a prop.
No, I mean, I'm going to be doing the heavy lifting on the Eiffel Tower, but I'll do it.
Okay, can we?
That's a
move on?
gentleman right there.
What?
Thank you, Ryan.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry.
We take a break. We'll be right back.
I don't even know if you're going to have to do anything. Let me sketch this out.
Okay, we need Zolak.
All right.
Right.
Mike Dussault's going to be on with us later too. So we got a lot of Mo here this morning on Toucher and Hardy.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the What's the best way to listen to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
I think we have a sponsor for this. Do we?
You normally do, but it doesn't seem like you have one today. They might be waiting.
What happened last night is brought to you by Dan Roach from WBZ TV. Watch him every night, and he'll bring you up to date on all things happening in sports in and around Boston. Dan Roach, he's the best.
Join us at 11:30 on Sunday for Patriots Game Day, and after the game on TV 38 for our fifth quarter post-game show.
That's what I like, is to stay up till 11:30 to watch more football.
11:30 in the morning.
11:30. Oh, 11:30. Well, you're right, but you're on late too. Aren't you on late?
Yeah.
Are you live when you're on late?
Maybe.
Depends.
It used to be great because my daughter would play AAU softball with my son, and I'd work Saturday night, and there was like games starting at 8 a.m. the next day. And I'd be there, and they'd be like, I just saw you a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I drove like crazy to get here.
Yeah.
I changed my suit in the car into shorts, and here I am.
Do you feel bad about pulling back the curtain on people sometimes? I mean, or do you not pull back the curtain ever?
I don't pull back the curtain.
Oh, okay.
I like to live in that kind of life, you know?
Yes, the land of Oz.
Yes. Where there's just like,
Dan-
we need more goodness in the world, Hardy. So I don't like peeling back. I don't like those kind of things.
It's not a question of good or bad. But all right. See, everything turns into like good or evil. with
Let
Dan.
people think what they want to think. That's all.
Even if they're wrong?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Who stayed up and watched Celtics last night?
I was watching college football.
Dan?
Negative.
Oh, well, you missed it.
White floats into the corner for a Hauser three, and he knew that was going the second it left his fingertips.
Boy, he is getting into that rhythm again that you like to see him in, of knowing and looking the ball into the rim.
Yeah,
29-28. Celtics shooting their way back in it.
Yeah, there you go. And that would be your score after the first quarter, as the Celtics were just barely behind there after the first frame last night in Sacramento, taking on the Kings. We need some Garza action here to get them back into this one.
Bounce pass in the pocket. White to Garza for the right-hand slam. Timeout, Doug Crystal.
Garza with a dunk? Did he actually dunk the basketball then? Whoa.
And gives the Celtics their first lead of the night.
There you go. I don't know if that was necessary, Max.
He's been good the last couple of games. Did you guys hear Wallach the other night?
I missed Wallach the other night.
It was a good game. I love those two together.
Wallach calls a great game.
He does.
I just like how they kind of pick on each other throughout the broadcast. It makes it entertaining. It's fun.
All right, so what game did Wallach call the other night?
He did
the Utah game.
Yeah, the Jazz game.
Okay.
Jazz Wallach.
Oh,
I think of that one. I think of Wallach.
Can't even do it. No, we can't. We can't even do it without Fred here. We'll
Simon skip past Derek White. 9 on the shot clock. White into the lane. Makes a tough shot.
Tough shot with a 7-footer on him. That was a beautiful little floater going to the lane from about 10 feet away.
16 points for Derek White. Celtics lead is 4. Their biggest lead tonight has been 10.
You know, it is like good jazz when those two start bebopping and scatting off of each other, and hell yeah.
He brought up Mrs. Wallach a bunch, and I love when he does that.
It is the strangest thing to just hear. Max has it in his head that he needs to mention Mrs. Wallach, the lovely Mrs. Wallach, like 3 times in appearance. During the game he was mentioning it, Kendra?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real thing with Max. It's just it's like an earworm.
It's so good. I love it.
All right, back to this. Look, let's not bury the lead here. Celtics and the Kings last
Jazz
night.
Wallach.
You like dunks? You like that Garza dunk? I liked it because he didn't have to run, and watching Garza run is unsettling. So that was good. But anyone else dunking last night late in the game?
Pritchard, pump fake onto Rosen, step through, finds the cutter. The Miasketa 2-hand slam. Good night. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Ooh, nice play then by Pritchard. Serve the table, son.
That made it 120-106, and that was your final as the Celtics improved to 21-12 on the season and beat the Sacramento Kings last night, who are struggling at 8-26, 5-11 on home court. 120-106. Celtics get the win over the Kings.
Celtics have the 3rd best record in the East.
Like it just very quietly have kind of emerged as a real team. Now the East top heavy right now, and it's important not to be one of those faltering teams in the East, but it's just kind of in this holding pattern still. Now that we're into January, whereas I think something with the calendar flipping, right? I didn't even want to think about Jason Tatum coming back. It was just too far down the road. It's next year. It's It's, going to be February, March, whenever it happens, and we've been told time and time again, I think most specifically and most definitively by Brad Stevens, he's not coming back until he's 110%. He's going to be more than ready before you see him take the court. And just, it's so far down the road, I'm not even going to think about it. Now I can start thinking about it now. It's January. It's maybe next month. We see Jason
Tatum.
Tatum.
Most fans, once the Patriots are done their season, turn their attention to the Bruins and the Celtics.
Garvin and I
Right?
have been talking about for weeks when we think that Tatum will come back, and both of us think that there's like a stretch in like middle of March with some home games.
All right, now so that's interesting because I would say the popular opinion is that he was going to come back earlier than that, and it was to borrow a word I heard used by Phil Perry when he was on with Beetle earlier this week, posited that it would somehow take place. Yeah.
Posited?
Posit. He used the word posit.
Okay.
Which to assume as a fact.
Yes.
Put forward as a basis of argument.
Yes.
Only Phil would say that.
I know, Milton boy. Yeah. But I think people had theorized late February. Based on what was said and maybe a couple of rumblings out there. But you look at the schedule, Kendra.
Yeah.
I don't see the landing spot for him to come back in and start playing until that middle of March
Garvin
stretch.
and I have been talking about it. The thing that concerns me is that they put out that video of him working out on the court. There was nobody else there. It was just him and his trainer. I think it was technically a trainer. I just don't think that did him or the team any favors because it got people excited.
Jeez.
And it's not like he's out there doing, drills. He's not cutting. He's not doing any of those things. I'm hoping that they kind of just ease him back in the middle of the March in that stretch of those home games.
You go to the last week in February. They're on the road on a Western road trip at Golden State on the 19th. On the 22nd, starting that last week in February, they're at the Lakers, Phoenix, and Denver.
Yeah.
You want him back during that stretch?
Nope.
Including a back-to-back in Phoenix and Denver? Now, he's not going to be playing back-to-backs anyway. All right. You've got Brooklyn, but then you've got Philadelphia. You're at Milwaukee. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that Charlotte, Dallas
That's what we
spot.
think. That's what me and Garvin have been saying.
That's early March.
I would go Saturday, March 14th. See that date, Hardy?
That's that I'm looking at. So that's where I was looking. Run us through that stretch there, Dan.
Saturday at home against Washington, Monday at home against Phoenix, Wednesday at home against Golden State, and then you go to at Memphis and then at home against Minnesota. So that kind of maybe a spot because a lot of home games in there.
Right.
Just kind of ease him into that.
Isn't
he going to want to play? Like I think I agree with Brad in the sense that once he comes back, he doesn't want everybody talking to him about restrictions, minutes, things like that, that he just wants to be himself and go out and play. So I think you wait as long as you can and then let him go.
I think it's interesting that Tyrese Halliburton's been ruled out for the entire season, and he also had the same injury and the same procedure with the same doctor called that speed bridge, but they're not even talking about him. So I'm thinking, you gotta play this as safe as possible. Once he comes back, ease him in. I know that he's gonna want to be out there and be 100%, be in all of those games. But if you push an injury like that, that's my concern. Even though he's younger than.
Although Max and everybody all say and scream that he's a freak,
I know,
like a conditioning freak before this, and he's one of the best athletes you'll ever see as far as just always conditioning, always in great shape. Maybe that helps him a little bit. So. It's going to be pretty simple. It's can you do it or not? Like, the doctors clear it and say, yes, you're good to go or not, right? There's no in between with an Achilles. It's like if it was torn, so now it's just either healed, ready to go or not. And I think that's kind of how you have to look at it. Just wait until they tell you and then go full bore.
By the way, Pacers are playing for a draft pick. They're trying to get to Benzer, one of the Boozer twins. They're not rushing Tyrese Halliburton.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like they are kind of in a similar situation where they were a playoff team last year. And they could have had him on the same trajectory as Tatum. I know that the injuries happened a couple weeks apart if they were playing in for anything, but they're not. So it's the same injury, and they're not even bothering to push him at all.
Well,
same doctor.
It's fine with me. I have looked at Indiana over the last 2-3 years now as the team that nobody seems to be talking about. They're not the exciting option, to pick to come out of the East and. Everyone just seems to kind of forget about them. You want to talk about the Celtics, you want to talk about the Bucks, you want to,
Weirdly, the Knicks, I don't know where the last.
More
couple
people talk
years.
about the Miami Heat than they talk about the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, and it's like, good. Let the Pacers be playing for a draft pick. Good, get them out of the mix because they're always just.
I don't know. Does a draft pick not scare you if they get even better with like an?
I'll worry about that next year. For this year, if the Celtics are going to play this well without Jason Tatum, and in what you thought may be a lost year to have both Brown and Tatum still here, to think that maybe they can actually have a chance at this thing. Good. Let's get one of the. There's only a few teams in the East to really worry about. Let's remove one of those and let's see what they can do.
So, with that said, do you do anything at the trade deadline? Do you strengthen your team if you're Brad Stevens?
Where does Giannis go? That's another question. Because if he goes to the Knicks, woof.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a real problem. What were you watching last night then, Kendra?
I watched from open to close yesterday. I watched all the college football games.
All right. Well, let's hop on this Ole Miss Georgia game where Georgia did have the lead in the first half.
A dream come true to coach in a college football playoff, especially against Georgia in defensive minds like Kirby Smart. There's a fumble picked up by Dalen Everett. Touchdown, Georgia!
The hurt left shoulder. He's got the ball in his left hand, and maybe that plays a role. It pops out. Everett's there to scoop it, and he's out the gate. It was the Dogs that made the mistake before the end of half last year against Notre Dame. Right now, the Rebels are in a hole.
Rock
Another
music.
dime in the jukebox bit. We had the same joke.
Rock music for Sports Highlights Volume 4.
Please don't sue us.
Georgia returning that fumble for a touchdown, 21-12. They're up at the half. But Ole Miss not nearly done. Let's jump to the fourth quarter here with tied at 34.
And now you have to be careful of your Ole Miss. You don't convert. Georgia has timeouts and a strong-legged kicker. Chambliss lobbing it up behind the defense. Dejan struggling. Tackle from behind by DeMello Jones at the 30. What a call by Charlie Weiss. 40 yards.
40-yard reception to get Ole Miss into field goal range. I mean, I didn't see this play as it happened live, Kendra, but I don't know how you allow someone to get behind the defense at that.
He was so wide open.
Trinidad Chambliss has been such a blessing for this Ole Miss program this year. Something if you had him just replacing Jackson Dart halfway through this Jackson Dart obviously didn't play this season, but a lot of injuries happened for them. If you had him replacing the production that you had with Jackson Dart last year on this team, and the whole thing with Lane Kiffin and all of this stuff that's gone on with this program this year, insane. What a time to be a Rebels fan. So fun. Last night was crazy. I turned the game off right as the fourth quarter started, so I didn't see it. It was one of those instances, you guys know, working in the mornings, you go to bed and you're like, ugh, I'm going to kick myself if this goes any other way in the morning. It felt like Ole Miss was not going to come back. Woke up this morning, watched the highlights, and I was like, what the hell happened here?
47 yards. And it is good! Right down the middle!
Perfect snap, perfect hold, and never a doubt from Carnero.
That made it 37-34. Ole Miss would tack on a safety at the end to get the 39-34 win over Georgia. An upset in the college football playoffs as the Ole Miss Rebels, ranked 6th, take down the number 3 Georgia Bulldogs.
Is every coach left a Saban assistant, former Saban assistant now?
Everybody but... Is that it? I think maybe. I think so. I think you're right.
That's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy to me that Ohio State,
That's
Georgia...
an impressive coaching tree.
I know where you're going with it.
Unlike some other coaching
I knew
trees.
exactly where you're
less
going
impressive.
with it.
Yeah, was DeBoer the only one left?
Alone, you know?
Yeah.
Joe Judge was out there screwing things up. At the end of the first half. Don't worry.
That's what I saw. I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest upset in college football, right? No, there was there were others, and there was one that I guess went. I guess went chalk according to some people, but I'll be interested to find out what Kendra thought of this game. So we'll get to the other college football happenings here as we continue after the headlines here with Kendra here on Toucher and Hardy.
Sports Hub headlines presented by
Why do people listen to Touch Your Heart?
Because it's a thing.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of the thing on the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can say whatever you want.
Congratulations to Sean McDonough, who did the call on that game. He was named the National Sports Media Association 2025 Sportscaster of the Year. Okay. That's all.
Whee!
All right.
What does one get for that?
Nice award. Nice little trophy.
That's it?
Yeah. Sorry. I just, I thought it was a nice award. He got presented with it yesterday.
No, I'm very happy for him. I think it's great. All right.
Do you have any feelings, any heart or anything about anybody? Or
This show has made him grumpy.
Yeah.
This schedule has changed Hardy.
I thought it was a nice award.
Fair.
Yes. You used to be just... Wee!
I love that. See? That's content. Huh?
You probably love that commercial,
I did.
don't you?
Me too.
Every
It's
time
the
I
best.
see it, I can't help but giggle.
Maxwell!
Wee, wee, wee!
Maxwell. Yeah? You're home. Oh, cool. Thanks, Mrs. A.
All right. So Miami took down Ohio State, and Albert Breer will be joining us here in a few minutes. So we'll talk about that. Of course, I was kidding when I said that was the biggest upset yesterday when Ole Miss took down Georgia. The big upset so far in the series was the Cotton Bowl outcome, 24-14, as Miami takes down Ohio State. This is what I wanted to ask you about, Kendra. Was top-ranked Indiana playing Alabama yesterday. Mm-hmm. And there were, I guess the other game where I heard more about this was Oregon, Texas Tech. Now,
that's the one I thought you were going to ask me about.
Okay, so I took Oregon on a future, maybe based on something that you had said here.
I've been all over Oregon this year.
A couple weeks ago, and I'm considering cashing it out now.
I had Oregon yesterday as well, so I wouldn't blame you if you did. I liked Oregon just because in this game in particular, my big thing was, one, their schedule. Two, I think it's horrible, especially in college, as we've seen be proven, sitting on your ass for a week, not a good thing. And two, Texas Tech just in the last year has started taking this NIL money and really funneling it into their program, and that's something that Oregon has been doing for quite some time. I think Texas Tech will have their moment. It's just going to take them a couple of years of really being that dedicated to the program. So
now, can I ask you a question?
Oh my God! If you raise your hand again, we're going to have a real problem. Yes, Dan.
You said you can cash out. What's the difference if you do it now and wait?
I'm glad you asked.
So the Hardy special
Yeah.
is getting something at good value, and then the minute he can make money on it, he runs the other way, which I used to laugh at, but truly it is an art form that I admire about
You've
Hardy.
done commercials too, right? With a company and stuff like that cashed out futures. Right?
Well, there used to be, and I don't know if they're still in existence, Prop Swap.
Yeah, you used to do the commercials.
Right. Now, this was before online gaming was available in most states, and what you would do is you would have a physical,
Ticket.
betting slip ticket, and you would post a photo of it and say, hey, I'm selling this. And for instance, had I bet Oregon here at plus 850 to win the national championship, if I hold on to this thing, it ends up paying, I put $25 down. If they win the national championship, I win $237.50. Okay.
And if you cash out now?
So after their win, I can cash it out right now for $50.40. I can double my money on that Oregon bet right now.
Let it ride.
Okay, well, this is the issue, okay? And this is exactly what brings this to...
Let it ride.
They got to go up against this team in the semifinals.
Looked like a pig roast. That was the week after they had beaten Oregon, so...
Oh, that was unfortunate.
I know.
A pig roast.
Ouch.
You're talking about poor Maxwell.
Looked like a pig roast.
You gotta cash it out.
Looked like a pig roast.
They're not gonna beat Indiana. There's no way.
Indiana can do stuff like this.
Looked like a pig roast. That was the week after they had beaten Oregon, so it's breaking free. Henry has time to find the end zone. being humiliated against Indiana
This
State.
is embarrassing.
Yeah, Roman Hemby with just a little 18-yard scramble there into the end zone en route to a 38-3 victory over Alabama. 38-3.
Did you guys watch this game?
I listened to a lot of it.
So Kurt Signetti, the entire time, they are just taking it to Bama, and he's on the sidelines with his arms crossed, just so serious and literally Grumpy Cat personified.
Yeah, Google him.
It's yes, but it was awesome. They could do anything, and he's just sitting there, and you think that he's watching them get their butt kicked. It was awesome.
So I don't think they're going to beat Indiana. I think I should take my
take your money and run.
$25.40 profit and just be done with it.
Yep, agree.
I mean, it would be unbelievable if they were to somehow upset Indiana. But I've seen nothing from Indiana. I'm watching, mostly highlights of them this year, and certainly nothing from that Alabama game that makes me think they're doing anything other than
I think you're smart.
Winning it all.
I've watched a lot of Indiana this year, and the reason why is we have a young lady in our newsroom who is a weather meteorologist, Alyssa Andrews, and she is an IU grad. She her parents are in Indiana, and she went to the Big Ten championship game, and she was like, she's been on Indiana the whole year, and she just said she's been giddy. From day one, she goes, this is the greatest season. We're having the greatest season we've ever had. It's never going to happen again. You got to hop on the Indiana bandwagon, and she has big time, and it's been a joy to watch. She'll text in all caps, we won. Remember the game they pulled out with that ridiculous catch? We were in Cincinnati for the Pats game then, and that was one of the best college football games of the year. What was that against that comeback where the kid caught the ball, managed to get a toe down in the back of the end zone?
I know what catch you're talking about, but I don't remember what game. There's been so many games that they're just starting to run together in my mind, but I cannot believe that the Las Vegas Raiders are going to get to ruin Fernando Mendoza. How sad. Yeah. How tragic.
That's a Hardy-like take.
Yeah.
Wow. You're rubbing off on me on this shift. Whee!
It's a pig roast.
So, yeah, you have to like Indiana, regardless of what Miami was able to do to Ohio State. I don't love them against Ole Miss.
I mean, this, to be honest.
And quite frankly, I don't think either one of those teams can beat Indiana right now.
No, this is Indiana's year, but I truly think that the Ole Miss-Miami game might weirdly be better because I think that they're super evenly matched in a weird way. I think that that's probably going to be the better of these two games.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's a weird game and it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I don't think Oregon really has a legitimate chance against Indiana.
That's their only loss in the regular season.
Oh, yeah.
So, rematch, but
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, the way Indiana seems to, as you said, just be able to do seemingly whatever they want to do offensively.
Yeah.
And they've got the defense, too, on top of it. I don't see them going down to Oregon, and I don't see them losing to either Ole Miss or Miami.
Pretty quick turnaround for these two games, too. It's less than a week.
Yeah, they're playing Thursday, Friday?
It's the 8th and the 9th. I don't know what days those are.
Yeah, like Thursday, Friday. Time between these games.
It was
weekend,
it was. But they have to give the kids like Christmas and all that crap
for finals.
Yeah, that too.
Please.
Yeah, so it's a week. Yeah, they get
it's a week.
But it felt longer.
Yeah.
And by the way, the win was over Penn State, 27-24.
Yeah.
That was the game where the kid made the catch.
Yep.
Bert Breer is going to join us here starting at 7 o'clock, so we will, I'm sure, talk a little bit more about what happened to Ohio State, but mostly about the Patriots and the NFL. So that'll be happening next here this morning on Toucher and Hardy.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
happiest energy drinks.
A day full of college football yesterday. Big slate of games. Texas Tech loses in the Citrus Bowl to Oregon 23-0 over in the Rose Bowl. Indiana took down Alabama 28-3, and Ole Miss comes back to beat Georgia in that rematch from earlier this season, 39-34. They will move on to play Miami, who won their game on Wednesday. Celtics also winners last night against the Kings, 120-106 as their West Coast road trip continues. Jaylen Brown had 29 points in last night's victory. They'll stay out on the road on the West Coast to take on the Clippers tomorrow night. Bruins are off again tonight, but also out on a West Coast road trip to take on the Canucks tomorrow. And it was announced yesterday that Troy Aikman will be assisting the Miami Dolphins in their next search for a GM. It will not be a long-term role. Sports Hub headlines were brought to you by Super Service Today. Winter is here. Don't get caught in the cold. Book your home heating system health and safety check with Super Service Today. They offer New England's most comprehensive heating system safety check. Schedule now at superservicetoday.com. Super Service Today. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub, Boston for Sports. I'm Kendra Middleton, and your next updates in 30 minutes.
Mays under center, Moff set up. Drake May throws down Drake rolls forward, wrecking traffic. Off balance, throw it to the end zone. Caught by Dillon. Pass is going to be
Drake May plays on one station in Boston.
Here's another Drake May moment. Drake May.
98.5 The Sports Hub. Toucher and Hardy.
Such an enticing explosion.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Oh,
I don't need some big preamble. I'm good.
Are you brought to us by Robinhood? You expect more from yourself? Expect more for your money? Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney.
I was right.
Well, it didn't say anything about Albert Breer in there. That's why I got confused. It's Toucher and Hardy with Dan Roach, Kendra Middleton, and now Albert Breer joins us, who had a rough night. I appreciate you being here, Bert, but...
Sorry, Bert.
This had nothing to do with what happened the night before, by the way, just so we're clear on that.
And by the way, we did a big list here toward the end of the year of internet sayings that need to stop. I was today years old when I learned. I'm just going to leave this here. All these phrases that everyone uses over and over again.
Yeah.
And can we add to it? Can we get a wellness check on blank? How many times was that posted after Ohio State lost? Can we get a wellness check on Bert Breer?
It gets annoying because, there are two things. Number one, just overall, I'd say I get a lot of when Ohio State is losing, I get a lot of awfully quiet Breer. I never tweet during games. I learned about that a long time ago. I will not tweet during an Ohio State game.
But you'll tweet afterward.
I'll tweet afterwards.
Yes.
Yeah, and I tweet less than I used to on it too. Number two, on this one specifically, somehow the lunatic fringe of the Patriot fans turn this into something about the MVP vote with me and that whole thing that Beadle did with me earlier in the week and Stafford and May and all of that, who I can't say who I'm voting for. I
heard you talking about that.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Who you vote for?
Anyway, you're going to get me by the end of the hour, right?
No.
No, I like
how you take it very seriously.
Last night was actually rough because I didn't sleep much because of our puppy, which we all went over that in the break.
Well, okay, so you already have a dog.
Yeah, we have two now.
And you have kids.
Yep.
And a cat.
So this is when it hit me.
What made you get number two?
This is what hit me. Well, it wasn't me. This is what hit me. We had 9 stockings up in my house.
Okay, so there's 5 of you in the family, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 animals. And my mother-in-law, who's great. We built the addition and have the in-law apartment. Yeah.
Oh, can't hide money. All right, good.
Yeah, so...
So you decide to get it. Now, Nate Bargatze does a great bit about this, about his wife wanted a second dog, and she says it's too much. And Nate Bargatze says, yeah, and I understand her point because, you go to let the dog out, and now you got to let 2 dogs out. Oh, no. And now they're outside. You don't have to worry about it. And then, you go to let them in. And now there's 2 dogs. You got all these
I forgot
dogs.
about. I legitimately forgot about what a pain in the ass a puppy is.
Okay, so it's the puppy part of it. It's not the 2 dogs. It's the
not
puppy
really.
thing.
I mean, I love dogs. I had giant dogs when I was growing. I had Rhodesian Ridgebacks growing up. These guys are smaller. They're Aussies. Kendra has them too. They're annoyingly smart, annoyingly energetic.
But they're the best.
They're great. They're awesome dogs, but like when they're puppies, there's just a lot.
So you got a puppy as opposed to because we've thought about another dog at times also. I wouldn't do another.
I'd
puppy.
love to do a rescue. Like I have like honestly like So my mom was on the board when I was a kid. My mom was on the board at Buddy Dog in Sudbury, which is like a no-kill shelter, and they do amazing work. And we got, I mean, I would 100% do that. Like my first dog, the way we wound up getting Rhodesian Ridgebacks to begin with was because they were going to euthanize a Ridgeback that didn't have a ridge. And my mom stepped in and said, no, we'll take. And I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
So I would always do a rescue, but
see, and
Em just fell in love with the breed, and
my Aussie's a rescue.
Huh?
My Aussie's a rescue.
Is
I
he
got
a-
him at 12 weeks. He was just going to be another mouth to feed on a farm. So when I was at Auburn, I drove up to Tennessee and picked him up out of the back of a van.
Yeah.
And I'm not preaching.
dog do you have, Hardy?
I'm not a yellow lab, and I'm not preaching or moralizing about rescues versus puppies from breeders. I go to a puppy mill. That's none of whatever. I love dogs, and they're fine. You get your dogs wherever. Just merely from a selfish standpoint, like right now in my life, I don't want to do another puppy. The puppy is so much work, and I know some people get bothered by this when you compare the puppies to babies because they're like, oh, it's not the same
thing.
First of all, no, of course it's not the same thing. But I would say in some ways the puppy is harder because the baby is not mobile. Your job is to keep the baby alive for the first 6 months, right? That's all you're trying to do.
Which is legit terrifying.
Terrifying. Imagine how terrifying it is if the baby could run faster than you at 2 months old, which is what the puppy is.
Can go off into the woods and get eaten by a coyote.
God.
Billy, get back here.
Yeah, there's like so much to do. So the puppy had a bad night in your house, Bert.
Yeah. So he. So I stayed up for the Ole Miss Georgia game, which was awesome. So that's on me. Probably went to sleep about 12:30. About 3 in the morning, started whining. Then I thought, like, okay, I can ride this out. Then you start to hear the gurgling sound, and I'm like, oh god, he's in his crate. We haven't got him.
Where is the crate?
The crate's right next to our bed. Okay, and
might be an issue.
Is this your son or the dog?
Huh?
Who's in the crate?
I like to put my son in the crate a bunch, but both of them
They
wouldn't both fit in there anymore, though. So
are both dogs in crates in your room?
No, the other no. Once we crate trained Gunner, our older one, he's good. Archie's
just
our
on the
younger
couch
one.
by himself.
Huh?
He's on the couch by himself somewhere. Or is he in the bed with
No,
you?
he can come on the bed. He needs help up under the bed now. He's older.
How old is he?
Which is he's 12.
Yeah, we have a 14-year-old Portuguese water dog. Same
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah,
As they get older,
it's kind of sad watching him get older.
sucks.
I think that honestly that was a major factor in M wanting another dog.
I can see that.
We
talked about it.
That was something that she had talked about, and yeah.
So
and she thinks it was going to keep Gunner young, which I don't know. I mean, he seems kind of annoyed by Archie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Setting his habits.
My replacement, great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm not dead yet.
You want me to walk? No.
So, but is the puppy normally okay sleeping in the crate by itself next to the bed, or is
Yeah,
okay?
he's fine.
But it was the sickness last night.
No, you hear it, okay? So it's like the whining, and then it's like, all right, maybe he's gonna be okay. And then you hear the gargling, and I'm like, oh god. And by the time I got over there, he'd already puked on his blanket. So I pull the blanket out, clean the blanket off, take him outside. Then by the time I've done all that, it's probably 3:20, 3:30. Trying to get back to sleep, but I know I got to be up, right? And then, whatever it is, 3:30, I hear it again. He's about to throw up again. Now the blanket's out of there, and he doesn't throw up, but it's just like that spit on the bottom.
Yeah. That foamy stuff.
There's nothing left to throw up, right? So then I take him out again, and I'm I'm barefoot on my porch now, just letting him go in the yard. We got an electric fence and all that.
At least it's warm outside.
Yeah. I know. And then the cat sneaks out behind me. We don't let him out.
Great.
So then I have to chase the cat down barefoot, which was awesome. Yeah.
So
at like 4 in the morning.
Our dog, who is going to be 7 years old here in another week or so, just recently, she's always been, she's a lab. So, when she eats, she's done in 30 seconds. I'm like, okay, now what are we doing? So a couple of times here over the last couple of weeks, we're out for a long walk after she had her breakfast, and she just kept stopping and sitting, which she never sits down on a walk. She's always running around, and, we got her on leash, off leash. She's, well-behaved dog, but she's sitting. She's not moving. I'm like, oh, my God, what did you do? Did you displace a hip? Is there something stuck in your paw?
Did you eat something bad, whatever?
Whatever.
That, by the way, was part of it because I found, like, his chew toy, his bone.
Yeah.
I found some of it in the puke.
Well, we didn't think there was anything wrong with her stomach. We just thought, she had injured herself. And she's sitting there for, like, the third time. We were with another family and their big dog. And we're like, I'm going to have to pick her up and carry her, back to the truck. I don't know what we're going to do. And as she's sitting there, she just puked up her entire breakfast, and she was fine. And then it happened again, like a few days ago. I'm like, I think she's eating too fast. I think she's upsetting her stomach by eating too fast. So 2 days ago, I go out and get her a slow feeder bowl.
Which is?
Yep.
It's just a maze where the kibble falls into these little nooks and crannies.
Really? Like
it helps them slow down eating. It's got like the little ridges, and they have to like dig the food out of it, so it forces them to take longer to eat it.
Right. All right. So this will help.
Wow.
And
that's interesting.
So I pour it in there for the first time, and she literally has to take one piece of kibble out at a time, chew it up, and swallow it. Like, great, it's working. I go upstairs. And same routine every morning after she eats her breakfast. She gets done, she comes upstairs, and then she wants to cuddle. A lot of dogs get very affectionate right after they eat. That was the most important thing to me, eating. Now the second most important thing to me is being with, the family, and she just wants to, and she's not coming upstairs.
Oh.
Like, I go downstairs, and she's sitting next to her new bowl looking at it.
Ticked
and
off?
She's pissed.
Smart
So
dog.
I'm like, what's the problem? And she is looking at it. I don't like this thing. And she had eaten all her food, but she was not happy about it. Last night or yesterday morning, same thing. She gets done, and then she just lays down in the basement, just pissed. I do not like this thing. So we had to start it. And I started this new routine last night of putting like half of her food in her old stainless steel bowl, and then the other half in the new one, and we'll slowly transition over to the slow
So you're weaning
feeder.
her off the... Yeah.
Oh, my God. Like, what difference does it make? What do you care? And she's like, well, I got like 3 things in my life that I care about. I got 2 toys that I really like, and I got that food bowl. And you just effed one of them up for me. So that's why I care.
For those of you just waking up in 2026, welcome to Vets and Pets with Hardy and Bert. 1-800-I-GOT-A-DOG.
Well, you want to talk more about your Portuguese water dog, Dan?
No.
You've been complicit.
I'm fine.
You've added to the conversation.
No, I'm fine.
I said, don't single us out. Well, Bert, we appreciate you being here despite your late night. But a couple of great games yesterday. The game last night was fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. I and that story, son of a bitch. That Old Miss story, I don't know how much people up here are following that. But like it's the
down
most
there, it's insane, right?
So they're playing in
so-
Louisiana. Lane Kiffin, I think, was actually there.
I heard that he
So
was.
he was gonna go, and he was gonna show up with the governor of Louisiana.
I heard he had his whole entourage, like the whole.
And then that got canceled. But then he tweeted last night with pictures that looked like kids were in a suite.
Yeah, and everyone was making fun of him
at the Superdome, right? Like, so for everybody who doesn't know, this was a massive drama in college football a month ago. He leaves Ole Miss for LSU. He says he wants to coach the season out. They won't let him. He's left, I think it's 6 offensive coaches behind. Now, I've heard the surveillance, like just through people who, NFL people who, have, and I know a couple people at Ole Miss too. I've heard that like the surveillance over the coaches who are going to LSU is like insane. So they have like a half dozen coaches who are there running the offense. Charlie Weiss Jr. is like the lead guy. He's the offensive coordinator to coach the season out so the players can run the system they've been running all year. Mm-hmm. But all those guys, once the season ends, are going to LSU just as the transfer portal opens. And so you've got a team in the playoffs.
Right.
You've got
Hey,
your
everybody.
your head coach is gone. Right. Your head coach was in a suite. He's coaching at your rival. Half of your staff is going with him, but not yet. You could wind up losing player and just.
Did he really leave his dog?
Did you heard the whole thing about that not really
yeah,
being his dog?
yeah,
But it was a prop?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the dog's name?
I don't remember.
That's a great job bringing it back, Kendra. But
that's awesome.
But yeah, no, Juice's the dog's name was Juice.
Yeah.
Juice Kiffin. Yeah.
We had gone 90 seconds without talking about dogs. So I'm
Well,
glad-
that's why I brought it up. I was like, did he really leave his dog?
Because so his dog became like this. So like Lane has
mascot.
Yeah, well, no, because he had gone through like this image
rebrand,
reformation, right? And so the dog was sort of part of that. The dog has a Twitter account, and then after he left Ole Miss, all this stuff came out, right? I think they said it was like release the Lanestein files.
Did you?
Because there's so much stuff on him, and so people were posting like Instagram DMs and all this different stuff.
Joey Freshwater.
Right, Joey Freshwater stuff. And then part of that was like it was revealed that the dog, that Juice Kiffin, who is part of like this whole image rehab.
Yeah.
Not his dog.
It's not really his dog.
Wow.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I probably should.
All week long, he's been posting like some stuff about maybe missing some girl he was with and him at yoga classes. Great Instagram follow for the drama. Definitely a must.
It doesn't just say what college football has become, though.
It's like a Real Housewives
If
episode.
Ole Miss wins the national championship.
I mean, yeah.
Like, really?
He is. And they beat freaking Georgia last night.
Yeah.
There's a real game.
Yeah, like they beat Georgia, and now they'll play Miami in the semis, and it's just an unbelievable story because you got to root for the kids because they didn't ask for all this,
right?
You know what I mean? Like,
and for the coach in waiting, where I still scratch my head whenever a coach is like interviewing for the next job, and it's like how do they allow this to happen, and then how does Ole Miss wrap their head around the notion of like, fine, leave, even though we're going to the playoffs. We don't need you. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't need him? He's the one who was there, but apparently the coach who was taken over with the guy they had tapped, and he's going to be the guy. That works.
The biggest problem is the calendar. Like the calendar is so effed up that like you have to hire these guys because the date when all the recruits sign is the first week in December. So like if you're a big program looking for a new coach, you need to have that new coach in place for that signing day, right? So that becomes a problem. Then the portal opens like in early January, but that was in December before too. And so you have like basically 95% of college football has moved on to next year. And you have the teams that are in the playoffs. And if one of those teams is getting their coach poached, this wasn't the only one, by the way. Like the Tulane coach is leaving, the James Madison coach is leaving.
Bob
the Tulane
Chesney's leaving to go.
Yeah, he's going to UCLA,
Yeah.
and the Tulane coach is going to Florida. So it's just someone needs to come in and fix all of that. But the problem is that the conferences are in control. There's no one overseeing all of it, and the conferences are run by like guys who have TV executive backgrounds,
right?
So
all right, we're going to talk more about the college football players. Just long enough to talk about Ohio State, and then we'll move to the NFL, specifically the Patriots and what's going on with Albert Breer. Stay with us here on Toucher and Hardy.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Bostonian! This is Boston's home for sports.
Bow, bow, bow!
98.5, the Sports Hub.
Fred describes himself in 7 words.
A guy in tights and a cape.
And Hardy with blunt honesty.
I am not known as Mr. Fun.
Toucher and Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
Top seeds go 0-5. Bain coming. Stan gets the pass away. It's intercepted. Picked off by Lucas.
Well, it's going to be Reuben Bain. He's going to come off the edge. He's going to force Julian Sayin up. And then it's Marquise Lightfoot who gets the big shot on Julian Sayin.
Offensive line issue all year, and they have 2 or 3 first-round picks on their defensive line, and it finally all came home to roost. I think the layoff is a factor. I mean, do you guys know this now? That since they went to this format last year, the teams with byes, which are the higher-seeded teams, are 1-7.
Last night was the first one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Indiana was the first.
Indiana was the first one.
Yep.
And so, and some of that is like circumstance. Like last year, Boise, because they were a conference, they got rid of the automatic. Like the automatic top 4 seed for a conference champion. So last year, Boise was. So some of it's kind of fluffy and fake. But there was something to, like, we beat the ever living bleep out of Oregon last year in the Rose Bowl. Part of that was Oregon was coming off the bye and they were flat.
So wouldn't you just go to 16 in the future?
I think that's where it's going, though.
I think they're going to, but I don't want them to. I want it to be hard to get in. Like that. The thing that college football had before this was the very best regular season in all of sports because every game mattered. And one game, like I remember, following my team, every game felt like an elimination game. Oh
yeah, most of these games have been non-competitive throughout these playoffs. Like, I don't want to sit here and watch this. I want less games. I don't care that Notre Dame's out. I've loved the memes, whatever. It happens to everybody. Win your games and you're in.
But here's my other big take on that.
Yeah.
Get rid of the bowls. Those games should be the quarterfinals should be on campus because who is asking to put them in like some soulless NFL stadium?
Yeah.
Where and look, here's the thing, like the one in do you see the game in Miami yesterday?
Citrus Bowl was empty.
The Orange Bowl.
Or Orange Bowl,
The Orange Bowl was empty. That's a national quarterfinal. Why? Well, because if you're a fan, it's I made this comparison to somebody yesterday. Like my buddy Kevin Clark, who works at ESPN, he's a Miami alum, so he traveled to the Cotton Bowl for the game. And he said, it seemed like none of the Ohio State fans traveled here. It was like they were all from here. I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, think about it this way. Does any Kentucky or North Carolina basketball fan go to the round of 64 or 32? No. Because they're not going to make 3 trips. If they're going to go, they're going to go to the Final Four. And that's sort of so you can't make fan bases travel 3 times like that.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You can't have 3 neutral site games in a row.
So why don't they do 16 and do first round and then the quarter and the semifinals and final at
Well, I think 16 is too much.
I agree.
I think 16 just dilutes the regular season further. The reason why, though, Rochi, is because for one reason or another, they are so beholden to the bowls. And
the money that they bring in.
It's not. It's the money for the bowls. It's like I don't think it's bringing in any more money for college football than you would be making otherwise. I just think it's just we have the tradition of the Orange Bowl, we have the tradition of the Rose Bowl. Like the Rose Bowl is the one that I think is sacred to some degree, because it's actually still played in that stadium. You know what I mean? The other ones, I mean. Look, the Orange Bowl is not played in the actual Orange Bowl anymore. The Cotton Bowl is not. These games were played in those stadiums. Like the Cotton Bowl is played in the Cowboys Stadium. The Orange Bowl is played in the Dolphins Stadium.
Right.
Not in the actual Orange Bowl as it was before it was torn down, or the Cotton Bowl, which still stands there. Well, why is that? It's because we want all of the revenue that comes with putting it in an NFL stadium, and so, I think that. And Kendra, you went to one of these schools. But Hardy, you did too. Like I don't know if I would consider Syracuse on that level.
Safety school.
But I think
good broadcasting though.
But I think
Sean McDonough.
It's like the best thing about college football. You are willingly moving the atmosphere. The atmosphere in college football is the best in sports. The best in North American sports anyway. and you are taking that you're taking that element out by putting it in these places.
Yeah, the thing that makes it unique and
Right.
makes it, this crazy atmosphere, you lose it by having all these neutral site games. Now, I will say this about moving to 16. Isn't it enough for a 10th ranked team like Miami to get a win like they did over a second ranked team enough for most people to say, well, it makes sense to expand it because there are good teams out there and they deserve to be there, and it's a good thing we moved on from 4, and now that we might as well expand it again because there could be one of these underdogs. You talk about the things that people like. They like having the home crowds. They like having that atmosphere, but outside of the dedicated fan bases, when you're just talking about sports fans, what do they like more than anything? The underdog getting a win against a top-ranked team, and if there's a chance you'll get more of what happened with Miami and Ohio State, people are going to want that.
Yeah, but then on that same premise, you're letting JMU and Tulane in to get freaking drilled in the first round. And I would make
that's going to happen more than not.
Football is not basketball, though. And this is the mistake that people made when they were talking about this happen. It's not going to happen. How often? Because this is essentially what you see at the beginning of the college football season when the big conference teams are playing the mid-majors, right? In September, you see these matchups in September. How often does one of those teams knock off a big... I mean, Tulane and Ole Miss played in September, and Ole Miss destroyed them and then killed them again in the playoff. Basketball is different because basketball, if you have 2 great players... you can probably hang.
That's also changing too, though. Like, for example, this March Madness that we saw this past year, because of NIL and stuff, these upsets used to come because teams would all stay together. The continuity of having seniors and head coaches stay together. But now with the transfer portal and NIL, that's why we're not having as many upsets in March Madness as we're used to. And I think it's going to be the same thing this year.
Yeah, football's worse because football is basically a guy shows some potential at Toledo.
And he's out.
And he's
Look at Trinidad Chambliss. That's the reason that Ole Miss has him.
Right. But if you took the top 16 and you get rid of the first game, the bye, so that's the big thing with you as far as rust, right? Not being able to play. I think if you took Indiana and USC, that'd be 1 versus 16. Ohio State versus Utah, Vanderbilt versus Georgia. I think there'd be good games.
Or you move it up.
Vanderbilt got their butt kicked the other day.
You move it up, and you stop tiptoeing around the NFL, which is what they're doing because the networks control all of this. But that's another thing with the bowls is the Rose Bowl insists on having it on New Year's Day. And if the Rose Bowl is a quarterfinal, well, then you're talking about that's why the layoff exists. It's not because of the bye. It's because the insistence on putting certain games on certain dates based on tradition instead of. It's like the same thing with high school football in Massachusetts, how the Thanksgiving thing had just completely has wrecked their ability to have a real playoff.
Yes.
And eventually they worked around it, but it's not perfect still.
It's true.
So it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's turn our attention to the Patriots, who a lot of news this week, and we were discussing it, Dan and I, before going on the air this morning. And just the amount of upset, or really, I guess, lack thereof, between the Stephon Diggs and Christian Barmore news, which seems to be something that people are used to now, and you can put your own commentary on that, as to whether or not this is something that you should ever get used to. But I think what is maybe changing, Bert, is it seems like more and more people are willing to take the tract of what Mike Vrabel has said, what the league has said. Look, there are allegations, and they are concerning, but you need to let this play out. And whether it's because you've seen things go the other way in terms of where the facts actually come out, or that's just how this is supposed to work. Yeah. Not just for sports, but for people in this country who are accused of doing something. You can have whatever opinions you want on it, but until the thing is handled in a proper and legal matter, nothing else needs to happen. Or when you get to the moralizing side of it, nothing else should happen until the legal standards are met.
So let me start here. I've covered a lot of these. I covered Ray Rice. I covered Adrian Peterson. I covered Greg Hardy. I have learned it's probably not smart to have an opinion on one of these because in so many of these cases, there are only two people who really know what happened. And I think especially somebody who's built like a pro football player, putting their hands on a woman that way is about as bad as it gets. And I also think accusing somebody wrongly of doing that, because that's not something you can make go away, is also really horrible. And so I think based on that, like having an opinion one way or the other, either exonerating or indicting the people who are accused, is idiotic and tricky and slippery. And if you're doing it based on who your favorite football team is, you really need to check your priorities.
Right.
So I would say that on the case of Diggs, on the case of Barmore, I would say I have no opinion. I don't know what happened.
Because we're all under the premise of what it is, or what's talked about is wrong, right? We all know that.
Yeah,
we all know that.
Yeah. Look,
and
Ray
it does
Rice,
you no good to go either way. Or
very few people had a better reputation than Ray Rice before that happened. Like, it still happened, and there were a lot of people before that happened that said, like, before the video came out, that this Ray Rice couldn't do this, right? And then there's this, and then the video came. Oh my God, he did it. So, like, I think anybody having an opinion on this, I think it's stupid to have an opinion on this, right? I just think it's dumb. So that's number one. Number two, I know the commissioner's exempt list has come up. Generally, what the NFL has used that for is to prevent embarrassing situations from getting on television. We can call that what it is. And so the threshold has been, in most of these cases, has been evidence. And so in the Greg Hardy case, there were pictures. In the Adrian Peterson case, there were pictures. In the Ray Rice case, there was video. So, like, I think the lack of physical evidence.
Yeah, I think they said there's no photos in Diggs' case, but allegedly there are in Barmore.
So we'll see. Like, if those come out, then I think
the statements about both of them from the team were also a little bit different.
Different, right? Which is why I thought, I said it on TV that night. It was before the Barmore news and after the Diggs news when they said we support Stephon. I said this then. I'll repeat it. Like, now it's going to cause us to look at every statement in a case like this that lacks that a certain way, right?
And you had it the next day,
right?
That was
right. And I didn't think it was going to happen.
Exactly.
So, like, I look, and then the third piece. Okay, there is an element of you just keep yourself out of trouble. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not blaming these guys or anything else, but like, pro athletes need to be really careful.
More money, more problems.
Right. Like, I just think pro athletes need to be really careful, and especially if you're high profile, and especially if you've got a reputation that precedes you. And with certain guys, it always seems to be something. And I'm not saying that they're guilty in these cases at all. Don't get me wrong. But when the same guys seem to get caught up on these things repeatedly, well, then that's different than somebody who's got a pristine reputation being that's where the difference is, right? Like, it's like, at best, you've gotten caught up in another one of these. You know what I mean? Like, and that's, I think, part of the whole picture here. Again, I'm not indicting anybody, but like, it is part of the picture when you're talking about these guys.
Yeah.
And again, Hardy, you said it right off the top. It's whether or not you can't give an opinion on it. It's just let the legal process play itself
and
out.
stay off social media.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's it.
But when I see people, like, it bugs the crap. I mean, look, like, if you're like 15 years old doing that, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, when I see grown people trying to, like, twist these things to make it say what they want, to make it seem like what they want to be the case actually is the case. It's like we're talking about like two human beings here.
Yes.
And like a really horrible accusations. Like it's just, this is a real life thing. This has nothing to do with your favorite team winning on Sunday.
Right. And you've seen these go, any number of ways. Not to say that, this could be one of these things where the allegations are false. No. You've seen enough things come out about enough of these cases to know that nobody commenting right now, other than one of those two people, like you said, Bert, actually knows what happened. And to form an opinion and have a rock solid stance on it at this point is foolish. It's just it's
Right.
ignorant in a way because you don't know what happened, and if whether you feel it's appropriate for the team to or the league to say, hey, we're not going to do anything until all the legalities have been handled. I don't know what else they're supposed to do. I think that's the only thing they can.
This is this is where the team just says you have to sort of let the league take the wheel. Now, this is another thing where you get yourself in trouble when you start to say we're zero tolerance on things, because if you really are, well, then you take the guy off the field.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, and at least, I'm not saying cut him, but you maybe take the guy off the field while the process is you do that on your own. But I think and that's why, again, it's tricky to say you're zero tolerance and try to take the moral high ground on these things. But I think the proper thing to do is not to have an opinion, to let the process play out. I think for Mike, and you guys know how much I respect Mike, but for Mike to say he's not disappointed seemed a little disingenuous.
See that, and that was the one phrase that kind of can you be disappointed in just the situation? And that, do you have it there, Ryan? Go ahead.
You harp on players making good decisions. How disappointing is it to have to deal with this type of distraction involving two players with alleged cases against them, right now?
Sure. Well, I would say not disappointing at all. I think that, these are allegations, like you mentioned in your question. It's things that we have to handle, and every day that there's distractions. Some are smaller than others, and, I'm confident that, we'll focus on the Dolphins, and, those two individuals that you mentioned will, be able to, handle the ongoing legal process.
Yeah, I think that's disingenuous. Oh, are you pleased? Are you elated that you?
I think if Mike had to do it all over again, he would just take away those first 5 words, because everything he said after that was exactly how they're handling.
I mean, you could easily say
we got a break.
You could very easily say this is not where we want to be.
Yeah, let's talk specifically about what's at stake for the Patriots this weekend and the ramifications going forward. We can start talking about playoffs too, and we'll do that here in our final segment with Bert coming up next.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Toucher and Hardy with Dan Roach, Kendra Middleton, and Bert Breer in with us on this Friday morning. Happy New Year. The Patriots get ready for their final game on Sunday, Bert. Watching them over the last couple of weeks, where some of us been here, some of us haven't. You guys have been talking about this week in and week out. But again, going into that Buffalo game, I thought for weeks leading up to it, I'm like, there's one that they're probably going to drop. And the big thing for me was don't lose to the Giants, because I think you're going to lose to the Bills. I don't know what's going to happen against the Ravens. That Ravens game kind of not necessarily righted the ship, because I didn't expect them to necessarily beat Buffalo twice in the season. But the way they handled business against the Ravens kind of re-cemented my notion that this Patriots team wasn't just a soft schedule 13 and 3 type of team. Like, oh, this is a real football team now. And as they've got this final game sitting here in front of them, I finally allowed myself to start fantasizing about what could happen deep into the playoffs based on what they did against that team.
Yeah, it showed us a gear that we didn't know if they had it or not, right?
Yes.
Like, because we hadn't seen Drake play from behind like that, or we had the week before we briefly saw it at the end, and it didn't look very good against Buffalo, right? Like, because after Buffalo came back, then you had shots in the fourth quarter to reassume control, and you weren't able to do it. And so their ability to do that and do it on the road and do it against that defense, like, I think they get marks for all of that, and certainly carrying the momentum over with a really professional effort against the Jets. I think puts you in a place now where you can feel good about where you're at going into the playoffs. I think the AFC is so flat this year, like just from 1 to 7, it's so wide open to the point where would anybody be surprised if all 3 wildcard teams advanced?
No.
It's Buffalo, the Chargers, the Texans. I think all of them could advance.
I think I'd be most surprised about the Texans, but
the Texans?
I'd be least surprised by the Texans.
I'd be the least surprised by the Texans.
No, I
defense travels.
See, I still don't trust Stroud.
That defense is freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know, but you still.
Although I'm doing my All-Pro ballot too.
Here's what,
dude. There are like 7 guys in that defense who have gotten like mentioned for All-Pro when I've talked to people.
I'm gonna again. This is my Lions fandom sneaking in once again. As good as Jared Goff has been, as great as I think he's been, I never quite fully trusted him, and that came to fruition last year against the Commanders. And if I don't fully trust a quarterback in a playoff situation, like I don't fully trust Stroud yet, I can't.
Stroud advanced in the playoffs last year.
I understand.
Stroud beat the Chargers, and then they were toe to toe. They were, I think, up by a point or down by a point going into the fourth quarter in Arrowhead.
It's not necessarily any fault of his yet. He hasn't been around long enough to where I don't fully trust him.
Yeah, their O-line's an issue. I think if you look at CJ's big game history, like he's actually played pretty well going back to college in his big games. Like I think the offensive line is a question, and so I think, like with everybody else, because I think all these teams are flawed to some degree, I think much of it for Houston is going to depend on the matchup. Are they going up against a team with a defensive front that can really expose their offensive line issue? But I think, like, I'm with Kendra on that. Like, that defense, like, you can legitimately say get us 20 points and we're good.
All right, here's what you're here for, Bert.
Yeah.
Right? You tell me most likely scenario outcome for this weekend's games and what it means for the Patriots' first round.
So,
including when they're going to play. I want to know when they're playing.
So the Chargers are prioritizing health.
Okay.
The Chargers are they'll lose to the Broncos. The Broncos will be the number 1 seed. Buffalo is going to manage Josh Allen, which I bet that means he gets a series and then they yank him out of there if they play him at all. And I still think they might beat the Jets. So you could if Buffalo loses, they'll wind up the 7 seed. If Buffalo doesn't lose, the Chargers do lose, then the Chargers wind up the 7 seed. So in all likelihood, it's going to be one of those 2 teams that's going to be coming here. And why wouldn't either of those teams be confident about coming here? The last time the Chargers were here, I mean, that game was over at halftime. Now, they're different teams. It's a different year, all of that. But I don't know why a Chargers team would come in here with any sort of feeling that they didn't have a chance.
Justin Herbert does not play well in the postseason.
Yeah,
I thought their game plan last week in against the Texans was terrible offensively. He kept dropping back 8 steps trying to throw 20 yards down the field. You can't do that against a team like that with that kind of pass rush.
Yeah, and
he kept doing it.
But part of it was they fell behind so quick too.
Yeah,
like they were down 14-0.
But go short.
Right away.
So it's funny too. You mentioned that about Buffalo and why they
Someone
wouldn't have
brought
a
up. I
problem
don't want to go back to this. Somebody actually brought up to me like the Herbert's MVP case, and it's not crazy. Like,
do you want to have the MVP discussion?
I mean,
I understand you had that a couple of days ago.
I know. Can I say, after listening to Bert, right? Here's all I'll say. A month ago, I thought it was Stafford. Okay, but because of what Hardy explained, and because of what we saw in the Buffalo game, and then Drake admits there was an elephant in the room after the Baltimore game, and because of the 2 drives in the Baltimore game, and then the precision-like handling of the Jets,
Stafford
while Stafford had 3
game.
picks on Monday night, I just think that if you're naturally sitting there looking at it as a neutral observer, Stafford was favored, and I think Drake May in the last month just slowly, surely rose the ladder, did everything correct, and led them to that number 2 seed and won. I think he's the MVP, and I think the Patriots can beat anybody at home with Mike Vrabel and Drake May as your 2 leaders.
Right. The caveat being we have not seen it in the playoffs yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's a more intense level of game planning in the playoffs.
But don't you think Mike's ready for that?
Mike will be ready for it, yeah. I mean, but, you're talking about, you're talking about coaches that with playoff experience, like, one way or the other, of the 3 teams you could play in the first round, all 3 of them have, like, DeMeco Ryans has now been in the playoffs twice as a head coach. Jim Harbaugh has been to a Super Bowl. Sean McDermott's been in multiple AFC title games. So, like, there is a fair amount of playoff experience there, too, on the other side.
Very quickly here in the last 30 seconds, Bert, Vrabel has said, hey, anyone who's healthy, they're going to be playing. We're playing football on Sunday no matter what. Is that the right approach, and do you think he actually
There's a lot of back and forth about that with a lot of teams because of what the Rams did last year. And the Rams are going the other way because you heard Sean after the game on Monday where he said we need to play better. But last year, they sat everybody in Week 18, even though seeding was still on the line, and everybody was saying you want to avoid a 14-win Detroit or Minnesota team. And then Detroit, Minnesota had their war in Week 18. The Rams rested everybody, and then the next week, the Rams hit the gas and blew the Vikings out. And so, like, I do think that, there's definitely merit to the idea of resting guys. I understand why the Chargers are doing it. I mean, have you seen, like, Justin Herbert, like his left arm, it looks like RoboCop. With all this
It's so
stuff.
sad. Anytime anybody swats at that arm, I want to cry.
Like he had surgery on his hand. I mean, he's tough as nails to fight through it.
You agree with the notion that Vrabel is taking? It's like, no, we're playing. Everybody's playing.
Yes, because they're relatively young. The program's new. I would just watch the inactive list. He says that. I think anybody who's borderline.
It is cold and flu season.
I think anybody who's borderline is probably going to sit.
There's 5 guys that aren't going to play off the bat, right? Landry, Spillane, Tonga, Westover, Wilson, right? Wilson's concussion protocol. There's other guys on that list, like you just said, that you got to be careful with as well. So Will Campbell will play. I don't think Milton Williams will play. I think they're going to keep him and get him ready for the postseason.
How much will Will Campbell play, though?
Maybe,
will it be the whole game? Or
no, I don't think so. Because there's confident
right.
enough in the depth of that offensive line.
Right,
but they got to win the game too, right? That's what they want to do. So,
yeah. But you can. That's an injury you can make worse.
Yes.
So like you don't want to, let's get him some work. Let's get his timing back, and then get him out of there.
Bert, thank you very much. We got to go. You got to go and get some sleep.
Yes. Best of wishes to your puppy.
I can't
put
go
that
back to sleep.
Put that puppy in another room.
Kids are I know your kids are older now. My kids are still home from school, so yeah, there will be no sleeping during the day. I have a ton of stuff to do anyway. But
all right. Well, we appreciate you coming in as always, Bert.
Thanks, guys.
Dan Roach has a game. I can't wait to play it.
I don't know. It's a quick game.
No, we're going to sell it. We're going to sell it big. It's a game. Kendra and I are.
Hardy, you won't believe.
Kendra and I are going to tag team Dan. So that'll be happening next year on Toucher and Hardy.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Lots of college football yesterday, but on Wednesday, Miami takes down Ohio State 24-14. Yesterday, Indiana in the Rose Bowl defeats Alabama 38-3. Ole Miss comes back against Georgia to win that game 39-34 over in the Sugar Bowl. And in the Capital One Orange Bowl, Oregon shuts out Texas Tech. This means Oregon will take on Indiana January 9th, and Ole Miss will take on Miami on the 8th. Your Celtics winners last night against the Kings 120-106 as their West Coast road trip continues. Jaylen Brown had 29 points in the victory. They'll stay out west to take on the Clippers tomorrow night. Bruins also out west off tonight to take on the Canucks tomorrow. And Troy Aikman assisting the Miami Dolphins and their next search for a GM. Not a long-term partnership, just between the two, just a short-term. Sports Up Headlines were brought to you by 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the company that finishes every job strong. If your home or business has plumbing, HVAC, electrical, or drain issues that can't wait, you need to call 128 now at 1-888-CALL-128. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub, Boston's home for sports. I'm Kendra Middleton, and your next update's around 8:30.
Here's Pasternak, high slot. Right circle to Zaka. Sends one across. McAvoy shot, and he scores!
The Bruins play here.
My buddy.
With friends like these,
Climb up a tree.
you know.
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy, on the Sports Hub.
Live.
Wow.
So, Dan brought a game, as he likes to do. You're not confident in this game.
No.
Is that safe to say?
I was doing it watching the Indiana game, doing my Patriots work and everything else, and I was kind of like...
Sometimes these end up being the best games if you don't overthink them. All right. Now, are they two separate games, or you're going to combine them into one?
I'll let you combine them into one, but
okay.
there's a golf and there's a Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, wow.
Oh, this is fantastic.
You know?
Okay. All right. Is there any music to go along with these?
I'm scared.
Oh, it is golf season.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the Masters commercials are running.
Are they really?
Yeah, I saw one yesterday during the Georgia Ole Miss game.
They're trying to get rid of like this. They're trying to once again reconfigure the PGA Tour schedule because nobody cares. Nobody really cares about this Hawaiian swing and like trying to and like the weather doesn't cooperate even in California earlier in this year. I don't care about watching golf this time of the year. This is football.
Yeah, I agree. And then it's basketball, hockey,
season.
and we have the Olympics this year. After all of that,
I really start paying attention like in March.
Me
you know,
too.
when that's when golf season kind of starts. The tournament or two before the Masters, and then fine, I'm all in after that. But I don't even need it this time.
Can I ask you, Hardy, the golf aficionado with the golf show, to utter those two words to the new year? Wish everybody a happy new year, starting with those two words to this song.
Hello, friends.
Nice.
There you go.
I was doing my dishes last night during the game, and I heard the Georgia, and I was like, what?
That drive.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go.
That is the best week in sports, by the way.
Now, the antithesis of that.
We get Major League Baseball underway.
Yes.
Okay. You've got
college basketball.
College basketball. You've got playoffs and the ramp up to the playoffs in the hockey and basketball and Masters. It is the as Kendra would say, low key best sports week of the year.
Not even low key, high key.
And the opposite of that, Ryan, is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, which they have a different theme song. What is it? Is this the Jaguars fight song?
It is now.
I don't know this.
Hey, everybody, let's get ready for a thrill.
This is the most Jacksonville thing I can
Make some noise for the Jaguars.
You couldn't turn on Leonard Skinner?
No, I found Rock and Roar.
Rock and Roar.
Beat your chest, pump your fist, get ready for a war.
This is good.
It's like the Masters.
Yeah.
Just like it. Hey, the Masters not far from Jacksonville.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I know.
Not a bad drive.
It's like 3 hours.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah. Augusta's not far. I want to say it might even be closer than that. Let me
Do you
look
want
it
a golf question or a Jags question first?
Let's go golf.
Okay. All right. So.
The great transition.
It's
Ryan.
awesome, isn't it?
That was awesome.
Can I just tell you that we caused a little bit of a stir on Tuesday, I think it was, with when I was doing the show with Mark Dondero at
Okay.
6 o'clock. We just came on the air, and you know how you talk about anything and everything.
Sure.
We just said Tiger Woods turned 50.
Yeah.
And we just started talking about our favorite Tiger moments from all these years and all the great things that he did and the different things you can watch on Tiger. And people thought by the time we were done that he passed away.
Well, it sounded like a death dedication. You guys talking about all the great moments you had watching Tiger and how lucky you were and
exactly
knowing these moments.
I mean, he turned 50. Same thing.
Yes. Oh,
I'm just
Kendra. But it was OMG, R.I.P. Tiger. It's like no, he was fine. So, all right. So you ready, Tiger? Artie.
Yeah.
How many golfers have won at least 10 majors in their career, and how many have they won?
Oh my God.
I hate trivia. Because it
By
makes
the
my
way-
brain go dumb. That's why I was a bad test taker.
It's over 4 hours from Jacksonville to
It is
Augusta.
not. I just
4
did it.
hours, 6 minutes,
I got-
258 miles.
I got 3 hours and 55 minutes, 257
Okay, it's
miles.
4 hours.
But
It's
you got-
not
you got
3, it's 4.
Lead-footed.
It's not
Kendra.
over 4, though.
All right, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods.
You know how many Nicklaus's won?
18.
Yep. And you know how many Tigers won?
15.
All right. And there's one more.
It's not Arnold Palmer.
I thought you would know this.
It's either, let's see, Tom Watson.
It's 10.
10 for, it's not Nick Faldo.
No, go back. It's not
Gary Player.
Walter Hagen. I thought you would know that.
Oh.
I'm going to be really bad at this trivia. I'm a bad
Hardy might
test
have
taker.
to help you with this one, though. It's Kendra. Okay, so
Okay.
the first Jags question. I see I went too far back, Kendra, so I
Yeah.
apologize because of the age and everything. We don't even need questions now. Who did the Jaguars take with the first pick in the expansion draft when they first became a
I have
team?
no idea. I wasn't alive.
1995.
Wasn't alive. No idea.
I'll give you multiple choice.
But things that this goes back to something, Kendra, and I recently saw this pop up on an old Instagram reel with Milliken when he was in here playing a game. You are aware that things happened before you were born.
Yes, but how
And
would I
some of
remember
those-
them?
Some of those that you wouldn't remember them, but you know
Lincoln.
that they happened.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So the fact that you weren't alive is not an excuse for not knowing.
Yeah, but it's just like how I wouldn't have. This wouldn't be ingrained in my memory.
I will give you multiple choice answers. Was
Okay.
it A, Tony Boselli, B, Steve Berline, C, Jimmy Smith, or D, Mark Brunell? So you can guess.
I'm going to guess Brunel.
I think it's Brunell.
Steve Berline started
Okay.
the first 2 games for the Jags, then lost the job to Brunell. But he was the first pick.
All right, Kendra and I are both over.
Okay, now we go back to Hardy. Question number 2. Tiger Woods is the youngest to ever win the Masters.
Yes.
How old was he?
1990. Okay, so I can just do math here.
Oh,
He just-
don't do that way.
Why not?
No, we're going to figure out his birth date. He turned 50 the other day. And
He
on
just
minus
turned
and everything else.
50. So in 1997,
You only get 10 seconds to answer.
I guess that would have made him 22, 23.
21.
Oh, all right, whatever.
Okay, now we go back to the Jags.
Pretty close.
I love the roar. That is the roar the Jags use.
Oh, 21, right.
Here's an easy one, Kendra.
Okay.
Which Jaguar was so popular that he had a burger named after him at McDonald's in the Jacksonville area? Was it Fred Taylor, Tony Boselli, Mark Brunell, or Jimmy Smith?
I don't know. I don't
I'm
eat a
going to guess
McDonald's.
Freddie T. I don't know.
I don't eat a McDonald's.
It was called the Boselli Burger at local Jacksonville McDonald's. Imagine that. That's pretty big.
That's big. Now, I've talked about this before. It takes a lot for one of these huge chains to like change up their menu at all locally. Like, if you go to, when I lived in Albuquerque, you could get green chili on your cheeseburger at McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. It is so ingrained in the culture that condiment has to be offered.
Really?
But for them to have a menu item I mean, I remember.
I can't remember it around here like a bird thing or anything like that.
Well, in Detroit, we had the Cecil Fielder double cheeseburger.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah, because he's a big fella.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Well, you know that it's crazy when they do that because I don't know if you guys have been keeping up. Do you guys know that McDonald's is offering like a Grinch meal for Christmas right now? It's got like pickle fries and like socks and everything.
Okay.
And a bunch of the employees have been coming online saying, please stop ordering the Grinch meal. It's making our lives so hard at work.
Why?
Because people will come in for their shift and the line will be wrapped around the building and people will be like, do you have the Grinch meal? What color box is it? Do you have the socks?
Oh, because it's the collectibles.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right, back to Tiger.
All right.
Tiger won the 2000 U.S. Open at Pebble Beach by a record how many strokes?
15.
Ah!
Did he get it?
No, he did.
No. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I got it right.
Yes.
12 under par. And I believe
groaned like he got it wrong.
Oh, sorry.
This is the weirdest game show ever.
12 under, and the runner-up was 3 over.
Wow. That's math. Yeah, I get that one.
Yeah, that one I can do.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
And the bonus, he holds the record for the most strokes for winning the Masters, too. By how many?
Was it in 97?
I don't know.
I think he won by 8 strokes.
12.
12, my God.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
All right. Here's another one, Kendra. Sorry. We go back to the Jags.
I'm in the lead, by the way.
Just guess on this, Kendra. What mantra did head coach Jack Del Rio introduce?
Oh, come on.
In 2003, unfinished business, whatever it takes, keep chopping wood, or do your job.
I'm going to go A.
Hardy?
Just keep chopping wood.
Bingo. Hardy's correct, so you guys are correct. You get another one right, so it's 1-1. He placed a wooden stump and an axe in the Jags locker room, a symbol to indicate how the team would slowly whittle away obstacles in front of them. Now that's a head coach.
I thought that this was a trick question because this year the thing has been chop wood, carry water.
Has it really?
Yeah, so I was thinking that it was a trick question.
Coming back. No, it's like Bill burying the ball, right? Taking a shovel and burying the football. Like Belichick.
Bill Berry, the drummer from R.E.M.?
Yes. Okay, next one. Let's go back to the Masters. At the age of 3.
Jack Del Rio. There's a sub named after him at a local sub shop.
Is it really?
It's so good.
Really?
It's called the Jack Del Rio sub. If you're ever in Jacksonville, Florida, go to
What's
Angie's Sub.
What's on it?
All the meats. It's a meat sandwich. And it's the best. But I actually have a bottle of this in my fridge. They have this special sauce that you have to put on it, and the sauce is the kicker.
Can you get like lettuce and tomato on it if you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want to it. But they actually open one in the airport. So if you're ever even in the Jacksonville airport, you can go get a Jack Del Rio sub.
Hopefully I'm not.
In the New Orleans airport,
You don't want to go to TPC Sawgrass, you fake poser.
I don't need that.
Poser.
I'm a Muni rat.
Oh, whatever.
I don't need to go to TPC Sawgrass.
Attaboy, Hardy. All right. Were we going back?
Yes.
Oh, here's one for you, Hardy. At the age of
Ryan, by the way, you on the ones and twos back there, it's like DJ Hurricane. You're like Mixmaster Mike. I can barely tell when you're going from one to the other.
Master flexing back here.
At the age of 3, Hardy, Tiger shot a blank for 9 holes. At the age of 3, was it 44, 48, 52, or 56?
At the age of 3 and 9 holes, he probably shot 48.
Kendra? 48.
Yeah.
Correct.
Wow. God, I'm killing it.
You're crushing it.
How about that, though, at the age of 3?
Yeah.
I'm getting asked questions from when I was 3 years old.
I'm sorry, Kendra.
It's okay.
All right, then. I will go with my last one for Kendra, then. This again, it goes back to history. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's got to be more up to date. Who was the first head coach in Jags history? Was it Jack Del Rio, Mike Mularkey, Tom Coughlin, or Mel Tucker?
Tom Coughlin.
Correct.
I knew that
All
one.
right.
That was easy.
Finally on the board.
I knew that one.
95 to 2002, and he led the Jags to 2 AFC championships.
Still lives there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in Ponte Vedra Beach.
All right.
Bonus question. What can you get in a Grinch meal from McDonald's?
Pickle fries.
Thank you. That seems to be your
Shaker
area of
fries.
expertise.
Ready for the last one, Hardy?
Oh, yeah. This just so I can run up the score now.
Yep. Okay. Back to, thank you. Hello, friends. How old was Tiger when he notched his first hole-in-one?
Notched his first Perkins.
Pause.
I think, by the way, I think Tiger has like a surprisingly low number of holes in one.
Yeah, it's how many do you have?
2. How old
Kendra,
was
take
he?
a guess.
I'm going to say he was...
I'm going to say 19.
I'm going to say 14.
6.
6? What?
Yes.
Is this... Is this...
And he won an extra free round. Oh, wait, that's miniature golf. Sorry. No, 6. Yeah, out on a golf course, which is insane.
Do you know how many holes in one? Oh, I take that back. He has recorded 20 career holes in one in total.
See, I would think that would be higher, Hardy, to be honest with you.
Oh, God, no. That's insane.
It's still great.
Yeah.
So what's the next? How many's Nicholas had?
I don't know. Now, I don't go as far as Maz does because when I got my last hole in one, I was with Maz. And he made a point to go on the air to mention it, only to say that holes in one were largely useless, much like hitting for the cycle in baseball.
Wait. Then he had one. It was all everywhere.
And he wouldn't shut up about it.
It's the triple-double of golf.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, well, hitting for the cycle, so what? You'd be better off hitting 4 home runs. I get that. But when you record the lowest possible score on a hole, that is not useless. It is very much useful. As a matter of fact, it helped us win the tournament that we were playing in that day. So for him to call it largely useless, I thought was him raining on my parade.
Have you ever had an albatross?
No. I've only had a handful of eagles, never an albatross. Albatross, I believe, more rare than a hole-in-one. I mean, that's tough. I mean, you got a hole.
My daughter did.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she get a hole in one on a par 4? She'd sink a second shot in a par 5.
Second shot in a par 5.
See, that's insane. You know, you're hitting something presumably long from off the deck and holing that shot out. That's great. Mm-hmm. Oh, good for her. All right, thank you, Dan. That was a great game.
That was fun.
Was it okay?
Yeah.
All right.
That was you played it down too much. That was good.
Well, I felt bad after the questions, and then when you said, none of that stuff happened when you were alive, so.
It's okay. I'm going to go home and read the Jaguars Wikipedia page.
Okay, good.
Unfortunately, I see Blind Scott dropped off, but maybe he'll call back. Or is he still on? Is Blind Scott still on?
I think he's still there, yeah.
All right, let's talk to Blind Scott. We'll take a couple more calls when we return here on Toucher and Hardy. You're on 98.5 The Sports Zone.
You're listening to
Blind Scott, thank you so much for calling. To what do we owe the pleasure?
Yeah. Hey, Happy New Year, everybody. It's a chilling 5-degree wind chill outside, so I actually can't go outside because it's dangerously cold. Because if I walk the wrong way, I could fall down and die of freezing. But here's some in radio industry.
You live in the North End. It's a well-populated area. I think you'd be okay, Scott.
Yeah, people might just be happy that I fall down. They might think that's a good idea. Just keep walking. But, dude, here's some radio industry talk. So the new year in radio starts on January 5th. There's some big radio shows premiering that I'm excited about. Stu Gotts has a national radio show that's premiering, and Craig Carton has a Mike Francesa-style radio show. So I've been calling a lot of radio stations. I talked to Scott Farrell over the Christmas break. He was trying out for some Yeah, so he had a heart attack recently. He's been recovering from that a few years ago. His son is a freshman at San Diego State. He said that when he was on the Sports Hub in Boston, that it was the best audience. He had the best interactions with the fans. It's a huge difference than the other station. He told a story about Don Imus that I will not repeat right now, but he said it live on the air, and it had to do with Scott Farrell style stuff that was just unbelievable. I hope he gets back on the radio. He wants to get back on terrestrial radio. You know what I mean? The thing about the North End right now is a lot of people went to Florida, so there's not a lot of people here, so you can get a lot of good parking. I seen Will Campbell was here recently. Kendra's doing that thing where she plugs restaurants like Joe Murray does.
Sure.
Remember they were saying Fred would be like, those are just mediocre restaurants until they advertise on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fred had some pretty good Instagram posts over Christmas. They were outlining everything, every movie he saw, every concert he went to.
Sure.
His Christmas break. We really miss Fred. I wonder how much steak he ate since he's been off.
Well, we're gonna find out on Monday when he's back. Thank you very much, Blind Scott. There checking in. Did you get all that?
Well, bits and pieces.
You know, we had fake Blind Scott favor us with some Christmas carols before the end of the new year, or before the end of last year.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Like that time I accidentally lit my fireplace on fire, right? Yeah, I was headed to Cafe Disgruntled Lasagna to meet my improv group, the Rubber Chicken Muchachos, But I bumped into Cornelius Redondo. He's the Bishop Laureate of the Eastern Bank on Hanover Street, right? He was giving away a gallon of stage 4 Bitcoin, and so I had to fill my bindle,
My bindle. That's a word I haven't heard since I was a child.
There was fake Blind Scott, of course. Always happy to hear from him and the actual Blind Scott. Let's go to Trey in Boston here. Hello, Trey. What's going on?
Hey, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
I kind of wanted to mention this when Bert was on the line because I'm pretty sure he would have got a kick out of it. But, we went to the Jets game in New Jersey. When we dumped the Jets down the dumpster, and the Jets suck. But I do want to give the Jets fans props because they come, they show out, but they talk so much trash, but they don't understand New England fans talk more trash. So there's 2 incidents where I was just talking major trash to them. One time we scored the touchdown. It was early. My phone fell, but I'm in section 121, so I'm on the Jets side. So it's all Jets fans. And they're like, your phone fell. That's why your phone fell. I'm turning around. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. We got winner's insurance over here, so I'm good. You should have saw their faces. It was so pissed. Then they were throwing out the T-shirts from the field. And I'm like, yeah, let me grab one of those T-shirts. I need some toilet paper. They were so pissed. We were going back and forth a whole day, but I give the Jets fans props. Their team sucks, but they show up for their squad. But we came out. We were like 50-50 in New Jersey during that game. So it was pretty cool. I thought that was funny.
Good stuff, Trey. Thank you very much.
There was a large contingent of Jets fans, Patriots fans, and
that was some Dan Roach level trash talk there. It's all right. I have winner's insurance.
And the Jets suck.
Yeah, well, that's number one. You could start with that. Now, I think using the T-shirt for toilet paper, that might be
a little over the top.
That's a little too blue for you.
Mm-hmm.
But the winner's insurance,
it's pretty good.
You like that one,
Right
don't you?
alley, Hardy.
It's excellent. Is Mark still on the line here? Mark, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, go ahead. What do you got for us, Mark?
So I know the NFL has the no tolerance policy, and teams have the no tolerance policy. But the last time I checked in this country, that you were innocent until proven guilty. So just because Stephon Diggs was charged with something doesn't necessarily mean he did it. So from here on out, I believe the NFL and the Patriots should say absolutely nothing else, because now it's in the court's hands. So just let the guy play, and that's it. When he's found guilty or innocent, then you could talk about it.
Now, Mark,
and then the NFL can make a decision.
Okay, so that's what they're doing, number one. And would you have those same feelings, say, if it were Josh Allen leading into a potential Patriots-Bills matchup in the playoffs?
Yes, I would. As a matter of fact, who was the guy that got suspended, was put on the exempt list 4 days after he was charged? I can't remember who it was.
I don't know. There's been many over the years, but I think people have kind of made their peace with this. Nobody likes talking about these things. No, and everything. People still feel compelled to say the allegations are terrible. Of course they are. There are some things that I think we can all agree on that we just take for granted, that the allegations and any form of domestic violence is abhorrent, and there's no tolerance for it, of course. But as these things happen, the only way to handle it, I think, that is fair to all parties involved, is to let the legal system handle it, and then you take your action after that. I don't know. I
think it's pretty cut and dried now. I think we've all learned that. And Bert was here earlier and talked about the Ray Rice situation and everything else. I just think you just basically right down the middle. Let the process play out, and we'll see what happens. If the NFL puts them on the exempt list, then they do it for a reason. If they don't, they don't.
Right.
Just let it play out and see what happens. I know in the Patriots locker room last 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, the obligatory question about Diggs and Barmore and everything else, and they answered it in the way that, listen, we'll let the players speak for themselves, and, Diggs has been a leader on the team, Barmore's played really hard, and that's pretty much it. That's all the statements that you've got from them, and we yet to hear yesterday. We thought maybe yesterday we'd hear from Diggs and Barmore. I haven't heard from them yet, so again, that's pretty much it, and then it's on to the game on Sunday.
Yeah, the only, I think, wise opinion to have on this is to have no opinion.
Yes.
In terms of, what you think happened between Diggs and the chef, or Barmore and that incident. There are two people in each situation know exactly what went down, and to have an opinion based on what you've read from one report or one story is foolish.
And what's going to happen too, Hardy, is much in Kendra, as much as we talk about it or don't talk about it, is come Sunday it'll all move.
Right. As long as you're willing to have the same stance toward opposing teams and opposing players when your team is playing them. It's real easy to say, hey, I don't know what happened. We're going to let the legal system take its course, and until then, these guys should play. As long as you're consistent with that, and it happens when it may not.
If it happened to Josh Allen, you're not on the phone lines calling the next day saying you suspend him.
And the NFL is weaker in comparison to some of the other leagues as far as tolerance of all of this stuff. I think the NBA does probably the best job of the big four leagues, but that's a different story in itself.
All right. Dan, did you have something you wanted to do here with
Oh, I just thought it was pretty funny.
Okay.
The humor of Joe Mazzulla, right?
He is a
unique.
He's a unique flower, and we're lucky to have him.
But anyway, last night it was a late challenge, I guess, in the game with the Sacramento Kings by Joe Mazzulla on a Jaylen Brown block. And this is what he had to say post-game about it.
And did you get any more explanation on JB's sixth foul?
What do you mean?
Just as far as positioning and
no. I mean, it was really just kind of wanted to hear Billy Kennedy. He does a great challenge, and we were going to do it anyway just to kind of hear him deliver the challenge. So.
Now, Bill Kennedy, for those of you that don't know, is an NBA referee, and Bill Kennedy is known for his wonderful. Now that they have the referees on mic, they put them on mic to explain, and a lot of sports should do this too, to explain the ruling or what happened. Last week, on December 30th, Bill Kennedy had the following explanation of a call or non-call.
After reviewing the play,
The out of bounds that was called correctly due to the fact that there was no illegal contact by the defender, resulting in Philadelphia ball at midcourt. The coach's challenge is unsuccessful.
Can you do audiobooks?
How great is that?
See, now, when Missoula says it, a lot of stuff he says is like dripping with sarcasm, and you think he's just trying to get over on the reporter, whoever is asking the question. But I think he's being sincere.
He might have been, right?
Yeah. I would want to hear that in game.
Yeah.
The coach's challenge is unsuccessful.
It's not ASMR quite, but it's very soothing.
It's like he said, did he do audiobooks?
Yeah.
I think he'd be a captain on the pilot on a flight. That kind of stuff, too.
I would like to hear that, too. What was the other thing that you had? Oh, no. I was thinking of something else. Never mind.
After reviewing the play.
After reviewing the play, that was the only thing. Kendra, I hope to heaven that you have some opinions on this weekend's NFL matchups.
I have a couple.
Okay.
Not a lot.
I have questions, too.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do those coming up at 9 o'clock. Mike Dussault from the Patriots is going to join us at 9:20, so we are just jam-packed here.
The lurker.
On this first unofficial day back. Yeah, so Dan reached out to me yesterday and wanted to know how I thought about having Mike Dussault on the show today, and I thought that would be great. Now, this was... You texted me this from where, Dan?
Foxborough, the media workroom.
You're just hanging out thinking, oh, it'd be good to have Deuce on the show tomorrow. Then what happened?
Then I turned around and he was there.
Why?
It happens to me all the time.
So Deuce was working in the media workroom?
He was waiting for Zach Core, the linebackers coach / defensive coordinator, to speak at the podium. He spoke after practice.
Of course, because there was a defensive coordinator of some kind coming in, and Deuce was... So was it just you two there?
No. And then the positional coaches were on. I went to Doug Marone, talked to him about Will Campbell.
Oh,
have you ever talked to Doug Marone about how much he loves bologna?
No.
Oh
But
my gosh.
He talked. I've heard that though.
Big
Yes.
bologna guy.
Yes.
Wife packs him a bologna sandwich every single day. It's his favorite food.
Yeah.
I haven't had a bologna sandwich in I don't know how many years until my wife and I went to New Orleans a couple of years ago, and there's a restaurant there called the Turkey and the Wolf, and they do a fried bologna sandwich that was unbelievable. And then recently she brought home a package of bologna. I'm like, I wonder what this is going to taste like now. It's delightful.
What is bologna?
No one knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with it. Go ahead, enjoy a bologna sandwich. You ever have
I've never had a bologna sandwich.
You should.
Okay.
Instead of staying at home making your fancy pants dinners by yourself on Christmas Day. Very sad.
I do love to make fancy dinners by myself.
Well, have a bologna sandwich. Be the Jacksonville girl that you are. Eat a bologna sandwich.
I'll try one.
All right. More coming up here on Toucher and Hardy. Kendra's got the headlines. Here we go.
Sports Hub headlines presented by
I know. No, you don't know.
Everyone agrees that I'm the only one who's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
All right, what's so funny, Kendra?
Garvin knows I love this song and this band.
Who is it?
Fantagram.
Oh, Dan, you're a big fan?
Huge.
He's been playing it for me.
Oh, nice. I just remembered something as we were getting ready to talk about the New England Revolution. We have a...
Quietly.
Yeah.
Right?
Again, it sounds like a done deal, but in the reporting from New Year's Eve in the Boston Globe, the Revolution is the team is a major step closer to getting a new stadium in Everett after the Kraft Group and Boston Mayor Michelle Wu announced an agreement on Wednesday that aims to compensate Boston for the expected effects of traffic and transit. So they had to do a deal with the city of Everett. They had to do a deal with the city of Boston because the traffic is going to go, okay, all right, it's going to require all this transit.
That's what happened in Foxborough, basically, that when they agreed, it was all infrastructure and things like that.
Right.
That the cities would pay for and help pay for, and the Patriots built their own stadium. Robert Kraft built his own stadium.
Right.
That's what's going to happen here in this Everett situation.
So spread over 15 years, there will be $48 million going to infrastructure improvements and other projects in neighboring Charlestown, which is the closest Boston neighborhood that would be affected by crowds going to soccer games at the proposed stadium, which is waterfront and not far from Encore. Which I was looking at the photo here and I thought, oh, Encore. I was supposed to go to Encore yesterday.
Yes.
And this was the plan. My buddy Joe and I had decided we're going to go to the casino on New Year's Day. He needed to get out of the house. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm Jones, and I haven't, been in the casino in a long time. And then the squall hits. I don't know what it was like where you guys lived, but when I got up yesterday, I'm like, oh, there's snow on the ground. And then it was that whiteout that came in two waves where you just, all this snow fell. There was a little bit of a break, more snow. I'm like, oh, God. I don't know what it's going to be like to drive in this afterward. Now I got to do the driveway and all this stuff. I said, and he and I were talking, and he lives near me. I'm like, I don't want to drive to Encore. I don't want to go down to Mohegan. I said, let's just go to Plain Ridge, right? It's close.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to, I just want to play some video poker anyway. He was not necessarily up for that. He wanted some live table games. He wanted, the full experience. I'm like, yeah, so do I. But come on, this is like 20, 25 minutes for both of us as opposed to,
And what do they have at Plainridge?
Slots.
Yep.
That's it. It's and there's a lot of different kinds, but there's no, live gaming, so to speak. But for me, I'm just this video poker junkie from being, a Las Vegas resident for all those years, which is what you do. You go to the bar, you meet your friends, you stick money in the machine at the bar, you stand there, you drink, you eat, whatever, and you just play video poker. That's
You good at it?
Yeah, there is strategy, which it is not just mindless pulling of a slot handle. Yes,
Which I hate.
Okay, which I don't like. I don't like leaving entirely up to chance what game you're going to play. What are the different strategies for double bonus versus deuces wild versus all this stuff? What cards do you hold? Are we going to play triple play? We're going to play 5-play. We're going to go ultimate X. What are we doing? What games we're going to play? And I'm instructing Joe as to how to play on a very simple single line dollar double bonus video poker game, right? We're playing side by side at the bar at Plainridge. Said, see, now here you want to hold the ace and king. Here you don't want to hold the two pair because you're really going for the four aces as opposed to the two pair is just, it's not double your money back like it is on bonus poker. And as I play a hand, he plays a hand. And then we're 10, 15 minutes in when I get dealt four aces with a kicker, which is a 2, 3, or 4 in the fifth position on dollar double bonus video poker, and that is an automatic $2,000
Wow. That's a good New Year's.
I said, this is why we play video poker, Joseph. This is why we're here doing the thing. That was it. That was my New Year's Day.
That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
My daughter was out in Vegas at a softball coaches convention or what have you.
Recently?
Yes. And she doesn't gamble. You know what I mean? So she goes, don't tell mom, right? This is, again, my daughter's married and everything else.
Yeah.
Right? Don't tell mom, but I took $50 and I'm going to gamble. I'm like, woohoo! Right? So I did. I said, here. She texted me late the first night. She goes, I lost. She goes, I lost $30 or whatever, $20. And I'm like, it's okay. It's fine. I said, what did you do? She goes, I played the slots or whatever. And I said, here's what you do. You go to the roulette table and you go to the $5 chips. And I said, you pick your favorite numbers, whether it was the uniform you played with, the number you wore in college, whether it be your Red Sox favorite numbers, which what I did when I went out in Vegas for a week. And all of a sudden, she came back and she didn't say much. And then she was just about to the last day, she sent me a voucher or whatever, and it was for like $180 or $200 something. And I'm like, that's the way to do it. And I said, now walk straight through the casinos, come home, don't go to the slots at the airport, which they have at all these at the Vegas airport. And that's what you do. So it was simple. Take it, put it on your favorite numbers, and go on.
So she put $5 on a roulette.
On a bunch of different numbers. And she kept winning.
Now, why did she have a voucher? Was she playing video roulette?
No, I don't know why they did it that way. But then she took it and, got the cash after she was done.
All right.
Yeah. But that's kind of the way you do it, right? I bet Yaz,
no, well, I think
Boggs, Evans,
I think that's
Rice.
I think that's how the Rochi family does it, where as an adult you still call your father to unburden yourself because you're thinking about wagering as much as $50 in a casino.
Well, she's young, couple starting out. You know what I mean? She's just married. She's trying to save money. That's all.
Look, it's an irresponsible thing. It's a fiscally irresponsible move to go gambling in the first place. So if you're at all nervous about it, then scared money never wins.
You got to do it just one time.
Yes, exactly. She's never been to Vegas.
Yeah, well, but to think that she would somehow have this feeling in the pit of her stomach after losing her $20 or $30.
That's fear of her mother.
That doesn't even get my juices flowing. I feel if you told me I lost $20 in a casino,
I'm still up.
I'm up huge.
I'm only down 20. I'm still up.
Oh my God! But that I literally have no reaction to losing $20. If you could hook my brain up to all the sensors, there'd be no change to losing $20.
I went on a first
That's
date.
because you're a degenerate.
Nah, when it comes to casino gambling, maybe.
See?
Yeah, not sports gambling. I'm not a degenerate.
Yeah. No, I respect you in sports gambling.
I went on a first date to Encore last year, and I met a kid for drinks at C-Mark there. We've hung out at C-Mark.
Oh, yeah, at the opening.
Yeah, and when we were done, we were like walking back out to our cars, and he was like, I feel like I'm winning tonight. I'm going to put $100 on black. So he like walks up to the table, does it, loses his $100, and then just hangs his head and like walks out, and I'm like, okay.
I told
What does that say, though, first date at Encore?
I hate it. I mean,
Right?
It was more so just like there was parking. It was like central for both of us. It was like an in and out situation. I thought you were going, what does that say if you're going to gamble $100 on a first date? I was just like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah,
Why?
I think maybe he's trying to show off.
You're on a date at a casino. What are you supposed to do?
I'm with him. Thought that it was like show off. Like I thought it was weird. Just get your drink and let's go.
Everybody gather. Woohoo! Watch this.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Well, but it says a lot about a person and how they react after a win or a loss.
Yeah.
Was there a second date?
There was, but there wasn't very many after that.
No.
I think there was like 4 or 5.
The beginning of the end was that $100.
Yeah.
Lesson.
He wound up being really crappy.
Really?
Went to the horse track.
Yeah.
He had like 6 or 7 girlfriends at one time. It was real bad.
He wanted to go to the dog track.
Where was your first date with Marcy?
At the Voodoo Lounge at the top of the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas.
Really?
See, casino dates.
I like it.
Well, I mean, we were both living in Las Vegas. It's not like we met there. She flew out from
Could've
Omaha.
gone to dinner.
And I, flew in from Albuquerque. No, we ended up meeting there through a mutual friend. It wasn't really a date. I don't know what our first. You know what?
First official date.
Our first movie. Our first official date was going to the movies to see the movie Armageddon. That was our first date.
See, now I think a movie is not the first date. It shouldn't be a first date because for 2 hours you just sit there
in silence,
wondering,
yeah,
what next to you. You got to go to like a restaurant where you're out in the open talk.
Well, we had
blah, 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 blah.
we had already met and already spent some time talking. So
you were good already?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think coffee is a good first date because then you're
I
not
agree with
stuck
you.
there forever.
Yes, you can get out quick.
There's no alcohol involved. Like coffee, chat for a little bit, and then
This was so long ago, and I don't think I'm making this up. I think this was like pre-coffee being a thing. This was 1998. Like, I can't tell you of
was
like,
coffee invented in 1999?
No, but people didn't meet up at like
Yes, coffee
Starbucks
shops. There was no Starbucks
for hours in 1998.
Let's go
at
to
least.
Dunks and sit on those stools.
Yeah, that wasn't something we were doing in 98. No, we were still doing actual things like drinking alcohol.
Starbucks has been open since 1971.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
I'm not saying it didn't exist. I'm just saying that coffee dates weren't a big thing in the 90s. Okay?
What was it? What was the big thing other than like movies or dinner? Was there like something?
Having sex, which is what we used to do. The kids used to know how to do it. And it's like you wouldn't go out to the bar and try and get a phone number so that you could chat later and text each other and snap each other for months and months on end. You went out and you tried to go home with that person,
Kendra,
and consummate the relationship.
I made him angry. I literally was just like, "What were
Yes.
dates like back then?" And he was like, "People used to bang."
Yeah, people used to get together to try and have sex with each other, and it was fun and it was awesome.
Well, now men don't know how to talk to girls.
Do you want to hear mine?
I know, that's what I'm saying. It used to be
My
better.
first date, Kendra, right? So think of this. My wife and I, you will appreciate this. My wife and I both worked at a radio station. So think about what's the cheapest date you could possibly have
A walk.
on that first date. Nope.
A concert.
Nope. We had a gift certificate. So we went to Fuddruckers in Boston, right? And then we had free tickets to go see Cats. And we went to see that at the Wang Center.
Well, yeah,
right?
whatever tickets the radio station was giving away, you use that.
We got our oil changed at Valvoline. Last night.
But then we
How
came
did she call me
home
back?
to her house, and what was on the television? Noah and Ryan, I think his 9th career no-hitter. We watched
First date, you went back to the house.
Yeah.
What? I would
Nothing
be
against the blood pumping
damned.
like some
no.
Chelsea baseball.
Our parents were there.
Did you get after?
No.
That's even weirder.
No, it wasn't. I'll tell you the rest of the story off the air.
Well,
What, a little
no,
under the
no.
covers action?
You either tell
When
it
the
on
parents
the
were
air
there?
or I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Who are you going to get in trouble?
Myself.
For something that happened 35 years ago?
He's going to be like, I
Now
kissed her
think
while her
about this.
parents were home.
This was the same thing where my daughter was afraid to tell my wife that she lost $20 gambling. So think about
Very
that.
fearful
okay?
family. All right,
We live in fear, Artie.
We're
It's
really
love.
late. Let's do our break here, and then Kendra will tell us who she likes this weekend for betting in the NFL.
You're listening to
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Some news coming out for hockey fans this morning with the Olympics coming up. Jeremy Swayman and Charlie McAvoy, no surprise, named to Team USA. And the college football playoffs continued yesterday, and the semifinals are set after Oregon beat Texas Tech 23-0 over in the Rose Bowl. Indiana takes down Alabama 28-3, and Ole Miss comes back to beat Georgia in that rematch from earlier this season, 39-34. They will move on to play Miami, who won their game on Wednesday. Celtics winners last night against the Kings, 120-106, as their West Coast road trip continues. Jaylen Brown, your leading scorer in that game, with 29 points in the victory. They'll stay on the road out west to take on the Clippers tomorrow. Bruins also on a road trip out west, off tonight, but back at it again tomorrow when they play the Canucks. And it was announced yesterday that Troy Aikman will be assisting the Miami Dolphins in their next GM search. Sports Hub headlines were driven by the Fun to Drive Honda HR-V. Head to your local New England Honda dealers to learn more and see our lineup of Honda vehicles. You're listening to 98.5 to Sports Hub, Boston's Hub for Sports. I'm Kendra Middleton. Your next update is around 9:30.
Boston Talk Sports.
Trade Drake May. We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports. Fred, what's it like to work with Hardy and Wallace?
What a golden ticket I've gotten.
There you have it. Toucher and Hardy resumes on the Sports Hub.
This weekend.
I have one thing that's already in the books for me and one that I'm looking at.
Okay, so before you start, sorry,
yes,
I don't mean to hijack, but thank God I had that hit yesterday playing video poker, because let me just share with you what I've done recently. I've been on a Fred Toucher cold streak.
I think we went perfect, except we went 6-1 the last time I was here, so this must be...
Oh, I was doing my own thing.
Yeah.
I went rogue.
As one does.
Good thing you did.
And then I start doing like dumb things like trying to chase a little bit and trying to get a few things back.
Yeah, I had a bad week last week chasing incentives, so I get it.
So, for instance, I took the Chiefs on the money line against the Broncos back on Christmas Day.
Why? The spread was so high.
Because I needed to make big money back. It was plus 750. And I looked like a genius right up until about 2 minutes left in that game when they were tied at 13. But I was looking
You didn't do the old Hardy cash out?
No, it wasn't enough. It
Wow.
wasn't enough to cover.
Could you have done it then?
Yeah.
There's some point where they turn it off.
Yeah,
they're
there's
like, no.
yeah.
I had the Chargers laying points and the over. I took Ohio State. I mean, I just lose. So I need a couple of winners this weekend.
So I actually don't love betting week 17 and 18. I
don't blame you.
I tend to
fantasy.
Well, it's the same with things. Week 17 is usually the same as Thanksgiving. A lot of distractions with Christmas. A lot of teams need things to happen. And I think that I gave the statistic out last week. Teams that need a win, the teams that they're playing against, usually cover at a 60% rate. So I don't love that either. Week 18, just too many question marks, too many unknowns. Teams either aren't playing for anything. You never know if teams are going to tank. You never know if teams are going to still try. Never know if people are going to actually sit their players, how long they're going to sit them for. That kind of makes, obviously, this Drake May MVP conversation a little bit different. The only two things that I'm looking at tomorrow, I have one bet logged in the Action app, which is where you can track me, just because I'm on Friday, Saturdays here. Sometimes the numbers are gone by this point in the week, so make sure that you follow me over there. I'm going to go with the Bengals tomorrow or Sunday to cover the 7.5. I get that it's a 7.5. Everyone's probably like, well, it's not a 7. I don't really, or it's not a 6.5. I don't really want it. Once it gets to 7, that number's kind of already gone. However, Joe Burrow has made it very clear that he's not going to stop playing, not going to stop trying, just wants to go out there and have fun. I think that was made abundantly even more clear last week when they just went out there and absolutely ran the score up. I get that Myles Garrett is chasing a sack record, but Joe Burrow said he's not going to let that affect how he's going to play. He's just going to go out there and play how he always does. I feel like this game could probably be a 10-point difference by the time it's all said and done. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. Their offense is obviously the high point of that. Their defense will let up points, whether it's the Browns or whatever you want to call it.
Can you bet a Burrow prop, like for touchdowns?
Sure, of course. Yeah, of course.
Passes?
Yeah, of course.
Again, week 18.
Yeah.
You got to be leery of it.
Who knows?
Yeah,
So the one game I'm concerned about here, Kendra, or looking at.
Hold on, she's got one more. I got to finish my parlay here.
The
All right,
other,
so we're going Bengals minus 7.5.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I love The Lions, I'm looking at just because if you can...
They're pissed?
Yeah, they're pissed. They can go out against a division rival, kind of mess up their, seeding a little bit, if that's what you want to call it. I don't think Dan Campbell's the kind of coach to go out there and let them just die or roll over. Even with their injuries, I think they're going to go out there and fight. Haven't gotten to the window on it. That's the other game that I'm closest to. Usually this is a week where I would play all incentives, but I did that last week and got. The only thing that I was loving last week was Hunter Henry. We talked about this off the air, and I've talked about it on my show last week. He needed some catches to cash out.
Like if he catches 5 passes, he'll win $250,000.
And I thought that would be, a good look last week with all the receivers out and them trying to probably get up pretty early, but that didn't work out for me. How much do you think that Vrabel cares, one, about getting these guys paid, and two, the other thing that you have to consider in this, Drake May's MVP, if they get up, are they going to keep him in the game long enough for it to matter? Are they going to chase the MVP? Are they going to chase the incentives? Or are they just focusing on staying healthy?
It's an interesting question about Vrabel, where I think he's logical, and I think he's probably got a good sense of what's really important. But I don't think he doesn't care.
He wants to get his guys paid, but at what cost?
His quote was, if it's anything that can help the team win, I'm all in favor. I want those to all align. I can always appreciate production. I get it, whether that's tackles, playtime, sacks, catches, touchdowns. But really, what I'm focused on is wins. I have to try to balance that between individual players, then units, and then a team. That was his quote about incentives.
Okay, that's a nice word soup. I think he cares enough to where.
He was a player once.
That's what I was just going to say.
If there's a 50-50 proposition as to whether or not a guy goes back in for a couple more reps and calling a play that would go to him, I think he would do it.
Yeah, but that also just goes back to how long is Drake May actually going to play in this game?
I think he's going to play enough for them to have the hammer down, almost like the Jets, to get enough of a cushion, and then he'll be out.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what was your question, Dan? You had a concern about something.
Oh, no. How do you handle, the games that really matter? How do you look at the Ravens and the Steelers, the Seahawks and the 49ers? What are the spreads on those games, and what do you think of those games?
So we can go through the ones that are meaningful. Panthers, Bucks. The Bucks have absolutely collapsed, but the Panthers are... Hardy talks about needing to trust a quarterback. I love Bryce Young. The Panthers have won me a ton of money this season. I hit their future on wins week 13 or 14 on the season. I actually need the Panthers to lose tomorrow because I have a future on them to come in second in that division. But I don't see the Panthers losing this game, to be honest. This spread is 3 at the moment in favor of the Buccaneers. As far as the Seahawks 49ers game, there's a lot to be said about Coach of the Year. And Kyle Shanahan is probably the winner for me just because of all the injuries that they've had and the fact that they are a well above expectation team after all of that. Christian McCaffrey, probably my MVP personally. I get that it's become a quarterback award, but Christian McCaffrey would be my choice if I had a vote. The Seahawks are the better team to me, but it is in San Francisco, and that is a rather tough place to play. This spread is 1.5 right now in favor of the 49ers. I probably lean Seahawks here. Not going to touch it just because there's too many injuries. But also I can't keep doubting the 49ers because they have proved everybody wrong time and time again silently. It's crazy to me. I'm probably, as far as the Ravens-Steelers game is going to go, that's 3.5 in the favor of the Ravens. If DK Metcalf was in this game, I think that he gives them a point or two, definitely. But it's crazy that some deranged Lions fan is probably going to wind up sealing the fate of this game in some weird roundabout way. I'm so serious. That kid, he's like a 50-year-old man, but he genuinely probably messed up the Steelers season, and I'm so serious.
Well, the interesting thing, too, to me is, what Aaron Rodgers do you get?
Yeah.
Right? Do you get the one we saw last week, or do you get the one a couple weeks ago where he was
the Lions game,
the greatest?
Yeah.
It's that's the scary part for if I'm a Ravens fan going in. Which one do you get? And then could you just continue to give the ball to Derrick Henry? Just continue.
They seem to not want to do that.
Well,
they did finally last week, but it was just
They
where
did
was
last
that in the
week.
Patriots game?
But it's still for a guy who is dominant as he is, for such just this specimen in terms of a guy who shouldn't be able to move that fast and do it. To have the fumble issues that he had earlier in the year and to have them pop up again, I think they're wary of.
Yeah, and Lamar said he's going to play. If you want action this week, go back to the incentives. Don't touch the spreads. too many unknowns. Sam Darnold needs 150 pass yards for, $500,000. Rico Dowdle's got some stuff. Even if you're just looking for, obviously, action in these big games, couple Bills players, Khalil Shakir needs a bunch of stuff. Dawson Knox needs stuff.
Stephon Diggs can earn $1 million for catching 80 passes, so he's
a couple away.
Yeah, and then he just needs 30 yards from 1,000 receiving yards for an extra $500,000.
Once again, how much do we think everything that's going on is going to affect him, though?
I don't think so.
No.
Nope.
I mean, he's kind of always been in hot water for the majority of his career, so it's probably nothing new for him.
I think those guys, Diggs was actually leading the practice huddle, broke the practice huddle last 2 days with some whatever you wanted to say. Let's go, boom, and they broke up practice.
I think Vrabel definitely wants to get his guys paid. I'm just curious at what point they decide to bench starters, which is why I would stay away from the Patriots incentives.
How do you bet the Sam Darnold number? You mentioned he needs 150 yards to get his bonus.
Take his over on passing yards.
Okay, but his passing yards right now, like I'm looking at the alt passing yards bets right now. To get to make any money on this, you have to go to 250.
Yeah, but that's how. I mean, you can.
Don't bet it.
You can take it down, but you're going to lose a significant amount of money. But I was in on the Sam Darnold thing last week. I think he has another touchdown incentive as well. I think he needed 4 more to get $500,000. I bet over on the 1.5 last week, thinking he'd get halfway there last week. I think he needs 2.5 this week. All right, his number is at 2.5. He needs 3 to reach the incentive. I don't know how many touchdowns you feel like Sam Darnold's going to throw, but that would probably be the direction I would lean instead of the passing yards.
So 2+ is at -122 for Sam Darnold.
That's heavy, but he's probably trying to do it because of the amount of money. So that would probably be something I would hit, yeah.
All right. Anything else on there? I mean, Dan already mentioned, the Steelers, which is interesting. Eagles Commanders, is there anything there?
So
Eagles are 3.5-point home favorites.
I see 4 and 4.5 right now. Probably not something I would touch just because the Eagles already have their fate kind of secured.
I wouldn't touch that either.
No, I hate it. Like I said, Week 18, save your bankroll for the playoffs. Like, unless you're betting incentives or one of these games that matter.
Like a Burrow. I see that. I get that.
Yeah, like they're going out there to have fun. I feel the same way about the Lions. Like, those are 2 teams and led by players that I feel like are not going to give up on the season just because they know it's over. But other than that, like I don't love Week 18 anything. It's not a fun time. Save your bankroll.
That's why it's like some new leagues in fantasy football used to have the championship round go to Week 18. And you're like,
oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's terrible.
I don't know how you do that. All right. Thank you, Kendra. Mike Dussault from Patriots.com will join us next here on Toucher and Hardy. Hold on.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
gorilla.
Half Hardy.
A big, beautiful ball of flame.
And a whole lot of Boston sports.
And I have had many offers to become an insider.
Stop! I just gave you a title there. Is that good enough, Mike? Content provider?
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm like Comcast Xfinity, provider.
Yeah, a writer, analyst. He's a guy, and he loves defense.
I see him in the Craft Sports Productions offices.
Yeah. So you ran into Dan yesterday, and he had inquired about your availability for today's show before he knew that you were creeping behind him. What's up with that, Mike? You don't announce yourself in the media workroom to the other working media members?
No. That's Dan. That's what I'm known for. I lurk. I just show up.
I call him the lurker. Like I'll be doing it. We'll be in a scrum. Like let's say it was Diggs today. He'll be there, but he won't really be there. He'll be walking around the circle, just kind of lurking, and he'll look. He'll lean in and listen a little bit. Then he'll continue walking.
Are you already at Gillette Stadium?
I am indeed. I'm in the studio, Hardy, where we made so much magic on the pre- and post-game show so many years ago.
Hardy, I can't believe what he said about you yesterday.
I know. Yeah.
Like he loves you. Like he literally said, I knew that after he did the show for a while, like there's no way that he should be doing just this, that he's going to be a star in radio. He did. I was touched.
Were you under the impression that that's all I was doing when I was doing Patriots pre and post with you, Deuce? Did you realize
No.
I had another job at that time?
The music show, right? Yeah, the music show as well.
Yeah. What do you do on that music show?
No, I think what I said to Dan exactly was at a certain point I realized how lucky I was to work with you on the pre- and post-game show and how much fun it was. And I knew it wouldn't last forever, so I tried to savor those last couple of years with getting to work with the magic of Hardy.
Well, obviously I miss you too. Otherwise, I wouldn't beg you to come on this show time and time again. So what's on tap for today at Gillette Stadium? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, last practice of the regular season. I think I'm trying to just take a second to appreciate just getting through another full year. It's always a grind from basically late July to this point. So it's a little different than the last couple of years though, where you felt like, all right, this is it, last practice, that kind of thing. So next week it'll hit high gear with the playoffs, and I think everybody's just excited to see the Patriots get back out there, host a home playoff game, and see who they're going to match up with after this weekend.
It's been such a joy. I mean, that's what we forget. We've been in here talking about the different scenarios for the Patriots and everything else going on with them, but man, it's from day one of training camp all the way through, even going back to January when Vrabel made, here's what I want to win an AFC East, I want to host a playoff game and win championships. But just to watch this team come together, grow together, and it kind of gave the innocence of sports back to us about how a team can come together, come and believe in each other, get confident, have a quarterback, have a head coach, and go onward, up and upward. And I agree with Hardy. I said this the other day on our First Down show over on TV 38 with Mike Reese, that I think Drake May is going to win the MVP, and I think the Patriots are going to win at least one playoff game because of how good a team they've become, 1-53 on that roster.
Yeah, Roche. I mean, I think what's so interesting to me is just that it didn't start off like this. I mean, it was we were kind of like, hey, what are they going to do? Win 6 games, 7 games? If they can just improve on 4 wins, we'll be happy. And we went through training camp, the joint practices, the first few weeks of the season. You saw good things, but I think at that point, everyone still thought this is a new team with a new coach that's going to take a little while to get going. And then, really ever since that Carolina game, I mean, it's just been Drake May. All of a sudden, it's all clicking for him in the offense, and it's kind of been the polar opposite of the last couple of seasons, where you would kind of start out with a lot of hope, and then you'd slowly see you get your way to a 4-win season, but. This year it's been exactly the opposite. They started normal, but then ever since they've been building and building. It's been really cool to see, and especially Drake. I mean, just watching what he's doing on the field, it's so much fun to watch.
Seems like a strange week to be bringing up the phrase "the innocence of sports" when talking about the Patriots. How about the innocence unless proven guilty of sports when we're talking about this team, particularly at this time, Dan?
So Mike, well, how do you feel about
any other? No reaction to that at all.
How do you feel about their playoff chances, Mike?
I feel good. I mean, I give them a chance against anybody. I don't think that I think all these teams in the AFC are a little bit flawed. I mean, I think you look at the quarterback matchups, and that to me is what it's probably going to come down to. So if it is Justin Herbert next weekend, he's capable of taking a game on his back and making magic happen, just like Drake is. So. I look at their defense and what's it going to look like once they get to that playoff game. Spillane, Landry, Those guys have been out this week. Seems like they're probably going to miss this last game. I've been comparing it to 2015 with, Edelman and Gronk got hurt and you got to the playoffs. You didn't really know what team you were going to have. Some of these guys were going to come right out. I think Edelman came out, hadn't played in a while. You might see that with a guy like Spillane and Landry, and hopefully you get Milt Williams out there this week and maybe even Will Campbell. I mean, he's been a full participant, so give those guys a chance to knock a little bit of rust off. But I think we get to this point really ever since, I don't know, about that Monday night game against the Giants, maybe just before, when all these injuries kind of started happening and real questions popping up with who's going to be healthy for the playoff run. That's what I'm most curious about. What's it going to look like when we get to next weekend?
It is remarkable that we are having this conversation before Week 18 about who would you like to see in the playoffs now that they're going to be there and they're going to be home. It is remarkable. But we did have the discussion earlier about the Texans specifically, and to me, much to the chagrin of Kendra and Dan, I'm like, the Texans would actually surprise me. How do you feel about that team, and how much would they concern you in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, those two edge rushers, I mean, it's a nightmare, right? So that's a great question. I mean, I think really you look at Drake this year is going to get his feet wet in the playoffs. Bo Nix got his feet wet last year. We've seen C.J. Stroud, last couple years get his feet wet. Which one of those quarterbacks is ready to step up without Mahomes and Lamar? Maybe Lamar might sneak in, but, with an opportunity this year in the AFC. But I don't know. I think that Texas team may be a little bit different on the road, though, if you get them up here. But that pass rush at home, I mean, you saw what they did to Josh Allen. I mean, I think when I look at next year when the Patriots team building, that's a spot I think you got to get a dude on the edge like that. You see how much problem those kind of guys like Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter can cause, those great quarterbacks, and the amount of pressure that they can get and just affect a game so much.
Who would you want to see and who do you don't want to see? I'm not sure we've interacted much, by the way.
Hi, Kendra. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say generally it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, you'd love to not have to go to Denver. I mean, that's just always a tough place to travel to. I think I could make a case for just about any game. There's just a psychopath part of me that wants to see the Bills again and just be like, hey, let's just go, bring it on. Let's see how it goes round 3 with these guys. But otherwise, I mean, I just, Jacksonville, your team, I know Dak down there, they're really playing well. They've got some weapons. They've got a really good defense.
You can say
too.
You want to see them. That wouldn't hurt my feelings. It's okay.
No, it was funny. We were talking about, who would you want to see? Who wouldn't you want to see, depending on how it goes? And, I have this weird new confidence with Drake May and warm weather that maybe didn't quite exist, during the early years where it's like, no, Drake's used to the South. Let's send him down to Jacksonville. But honestly, I feel like every one of these playoff games in the AFC is going to be a coin flip, and it's going to be which quarterback plays the best on that day.
You mentioned Will Campbell. What do you think his usage will be like as they have this one game left before the postseason?
I don't know. I mean, it looks like he's been full to go in practice, and I got to think that's pointing to he's definitely going to play at least a little bit. Is there hey, let's get him out of there and put Vidarian Lowe back in there? I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see him play the whole game. Because as we were talking about, you're going to see some good edge rushers in this playoff. No question. Just about every team has a dude that you're going to have to deal with. So I wouldn't be opposed if Will Campbell could get out there and play the whole game and get back on track. I think that would be great. If they had to pull him out and just to protect him and make sure that they're going into the postseason with their best possible lineup, they feel good about the reps he got, then that'd be okay too. But I'd be really excited if he played the whole game. It'd be a great sign.
And part of that is getting comfortable once again too. But how healthy are you? Williams was saying that he'd like to get out there just because there's a difference between practice shape and game shape. Although I don't know, they may be, again, very cautious with Spillane and Williams and those guys to get them back closer to 100%, as close to 100% as they can for the playoffs. But a guy like Will Campbell, the other interesting part of that, though, Deuce, is the fact that, this team, what was the biggest question and concern when he came into the season was, could they get together and could Drake progress? But also, do they have any depth? They can't have any injuries. They've had injuries, and there's guys, look at that offensive line. And listening to Doug Marrone, guys like Ben Brown, guys like Vidarian Lowe, that you were like, if they have to play, they're in trouble. They've just been blended right in. So if you played Campbell as much as you need to and go on to those guys, you're still fully confident in what you're doing as an offense.
Yeah, and, Hardy will make fun of me, but point to the defensive side of the ball, too. I mean, guys like Corey Durden or some of the guys that have gotten some reps while Milton Williams have been out that, you're really going to have to count on. Doesn't look like Kyrus Tonga is going to be able to go this week. He's been out of practice, too. So that's a, big body, too, inside that I think they've really missed. So I think it's been a good sign the way the depth has been able to play. One more guy I'd point out too is Jack Gibbons, stepping in for Robert Spillane. You heard him yesterday, Rochi. Zach Core very, very high on how invaluable he's been to the defense. So, there's always those positives when the depth pieces get to play, because you're really, like I said, you don't know exactly what you're going to have on defense. Gibbons could be your primary play caller again on the defensive side of the ball next week if Spillane's not ready to go. So, I think that is the silver lining. At the end of the day, you'd love to have your top line guys ready to go. So it's just a big question mark. We'll see when we get to next weekend.
We were just talking about this, but obviously Patriots playing the Dolphins up here in January. It's not Tua, the Patriot killer anymore. They obviously don't play well in weather anyway. It's Quinn Ewers. How long do you expect starters to maybe play in this game? Obviously Drake May still in the MVP conversation, few players with incentives. Kind of looking ahead at that bit, what's the expectation there?
Yeah, well, the first thing I'd start with is the Dolphins. I don't know who they're going to play right now because it looks like Achan's been out of practice. I know Waddle just came back, but they've got a number of issues too. So I think it'd be a similar thing to last week. If they're able to get out there, build a little bit of a lead, get Drake out of there, protect Drake, and then it really becomes about getting some guys those reps that they need coming out of injuries, or even some of the depth pieces continuing. So I don't know. I'm really curious what this Dolphins team is going to look like when they get up here, and what their compete level is going to be like. But I think if the Patriots come out like they did last week, where it's just hammer down right out of the gate, take a little bit of an early lead, you can see those Dolphins team maybe packing it up, hopefully. But it'd be great to be able to protect Drake, get him out of there, maybe let him throw a few touchdowns first, though.
It is crazy though. The players talk about this in the past. At halftime, they're on the phone making travel reservations, and things like that to get out of there, to get when they get home.
Cancun on 3.
Yeah, exactly. It is kind of crazy how it's looked at by these players. They just want to get the heck out of there and don't want to be in the game and get out of there healthy. So it's
and that's honestly, that's part of the reason why I think going back to who do you want to face. That's one of the some of the appeal of the Chargers, making them come from LA here. I know when I lived in LA, my blood, it got way, I could not handle the cold anymore. So, but like I said, all these teams are pretty good. But maybe that might be an advantage. I think right now all signs are pointing towards the Chargers. I think it's a good matchup, and you hope that your defensive line can take advantage of those injuries they've had all season long at the tackle spots.
All right, Deuce, trying to come up with a Jaws trivia question. I did.
Where was it filmed?
Where was it filmed?
That was my question.
Okay, we're way past that.
we're graduate level, Rochi. Come on.
There was one Jaws trivia site that said who were the 3 known victims of the shark in Jaws, and I said, I believe there are 4. Now there are. So can you name the 3, and then who I believe to be the 4th unconfirmed victim of the shark?
Well, Chrissy Watkins goes first, right?
Yeah.
And then Alex Kittner, rest in peace. And then we never got the name of the guy in the little dinghy, right? You guys are right over there. His leg, we saw his leg fall to the bottom. We never got his name, though. And so those 3, and then Ben Gardner. Don't forget about Ben Gardner. It's all chewed up.
So there's actually 5 when you include the guy in the dinghy. Now we don't know if he died. Pretty sure that he died. He did
look
lose
like a pretty
leg.
major leg injury.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But don't forget the 5th and final victim,
Quinn.
Oh, okay, good. All right, he got them all.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very good. I forgot about.
I wish I knew the name of the dinghy guy. That would have really blown your mind.
What year did that movie come out?
1975?
Yeah, just had the 50th anniversary.
I started the movie.
There you go.
You saw Jaws in the movie theater? How old are you?
I was 9, 10. No, I was 11.
Wow.
Yes.
You're doing all right. For
and the next year,
I
saw Rocky, for the first time. And remember how you used to have to wait with the stanchion behind you before you got into the next movie?
Yeah,
that's how it was. I'll never forget waiting to see Rocky, and it's the first day, movie's out, where the people were leaving in front of us, and some guy, just as he goes by us, goes, "Yeah, it's too bad Rocky lost." And we were like,
"Oh no,
oh, really?" Dude?
But as I don't know if you were old enough to really appreciate it, Dan. It kind of doesn't matter.
No,
which is why it's mixed so low in the background. You really have to watch the end of the movie to know whether or not he won or lost. Because you know what he did win? The love of his life.
Yes.
Yeah, he won at life. He lost to the fight, but he won at life.
Yeah. Mike Dussault, always a pleasure. Thanks, Deuce.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye, Lurker.
Yeah, we'll talk to you, I'm sure, down the road here in the playoffs. We have the headlines here, and then Dan Roach is taking over the stack. You have
helping.
No, you have 2 items for the stack. I'm giving it to you.
Okay.
I want you to just blow us away with your stack items.
Pressure
today.
again. You're doing that to me with the trivia game that we played.
I didn't even ask you to come up with a game, but you said it wasn't good. It ended up being fantastic.
Hardy, he was all excited the other day when Andrew came in. He came up with his own 2 stats, 1 lie. He's swept
Those
up.
Are fun, aren't they?
Yes, and can I just tell you that one of the stats?
Yeah.
Andrew had to scratch off his board because I went first.
Yeah,
because he said that's the one I was
over
going
his
to
shoulder and copied it off his paper.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, so the stack brought to you by Dan Roach after the headlines brought to you by Kendra Middleton here on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headline. Thinking, what could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
It is The Stack on Toucher and Hardy with Dan Roach doing the heavy lifting today. Kendra Middleton and I will just sit here and enjoy and react and just fill in the blanks, Dan. But you were very excited. You said, I have 2 stack items, and I said, it's yours.
Well, you
the
know
stack belongs to you.
First thing I like is the innocence of sports, which you kind of get on me about. But
once again, poor choice of words this week for the Patriots. That's all.
The purity of sports, I just like the things like that.
Again, not great.
College football, where there's all purity.
Yeah,
Fernando Mendoza.
Those student athletes. Oh, the student athletes and how they juggle their academia.
You were just complaining the kids aren't banging anymore. College athletes definitely are. You can talk about the kids these days, but man.
Well, you should be in school to study and to have sex, and then unless you're related to me, and in that case, you should just be studying, and then. For the student athletes, they've got that one more thing to juggle.
Did you see Carson Beck say that the team's been in the film room like 6 a.m. to 7? I don't remember the time frames, but it was basically the entire day, 7 days a week, and everyone was like, "So you're not going to class?"
I don't think there's. I mean, but honestly, now we've thought that way for a long time. Is there any point in trying to keep up the charade any longer? I mean, they're getting paid to play football at these schools. I mean, is there even a need for them to go to class anymore?
When I was at Auburn, kids would just write their sport on the back of their test when they handed it in.
Wow.
Did you do that, Dan?
No.
Okay. All right, but none of this has to do with your stack.
Yeah, I don't even know I'm going to continue. I started said one sentence, and you two just rambled on and on.
We did say we were going to sit here and relax.
Yeah, exactly. You run the stack today, dude.
You brought up the innocence of sports as that means to needle me a little bit, and it worked.
So Fernando Mendoza in the Indiana win over Alabama was 14 of 16 for 192, 3 touchdowns, no picks. On the ground, 8 rushed 16 yards, led them to victory. And he's the Heisman Trophy. Did you hear his Heisman Trophy speech?
I did. It was beautiful. It was one of my favorites ever.
And here's the post-game interview that he did walking off the field.
To make more history this season, why? What is so special about you in this group?
Well, first of all, my team and I want to give all the glory to God. What a historic venue, the Rose Bowl, one of the best venues in all of sports. It's just a great conglomerate of individuals coming together and really forming complementary football. Coach Shig has hit on us no complacency, and especially when you have a bye, it's tough to get in the rhythm of football. But once we got our feet on the ground, we knew that we're going to stick together and come out with this W.
It took you a second. The opening series, you get sacked twice. You have to punt. I just saw Alabama defensive linemen coming over and hyping you up about how good you were today. How did you figure it out quickly?
Yeah, first of all, Alabama, super classy program, one of the most prestigious programs in the SEC. Shout out to them. They did a fantastic job. However, it's us coming together, and, like I said, the month off, it's kind of like, hey, we got to get our feet wet. Once we get our feet wet, once we get the ball rolling, we're able to hit it in stride and able to put plays together, put, first downs together, and then put points on the board.
What?
I'm so honored and blessed.
This kid's a time bomb.
I love him.
He's going to pop.
I know, right?
There's no way you can keep that going. First of all, he sounds like he's running for office.
He's got
the first part of that.
Yeah. He's got male Zoomer YouTuber.
I love
energy.
him.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, guys? We're here with the squad. We're getting some dubs in Warzone.
He thinks because, oh my God.
It's that
Ryan,
sound.
You absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
He thinks that's how you're supposed to act and talk on camera because of YouTube.
Us coming together and, like I said, the month off, it's kind of like, hey, we got to get our feet wet. Once we get our feet wet, once we get the ball rolling.
Drops are active. If you want to subscribe on Twitch, you can do it through Prime.
Smash that subscribe button. Hit the likes.
Leave my neurodivergent king alone.
He sounds like Gronk wanted to sound in post-game interviews. So that was that. I thought that was a nice, wholesome.
Oh, he's
I think
so
the first
good.
time I actually heard that Oregon won, it just got locked into the game.
Fun stuff.
time bomb.
He's so cute. I love
Time
him.
bomb. He's gonna pop.
His family's adorable.
Are you ready for a trivia question now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
See
I
how
love
you could
trivia
do a trivia question. Here we go. This is from NFL Films.
Kendra did horribly earlier
with
in the
NFL
Jacksonville
coaches.
trivia.
They're asking NFL coaches this question.
Which current head coach has more regular season rushing yards than Bo Jackson?
Current regular head coach has more. You mean in the NFL or in the NFL?
Bo had 2782. This coach has 5 yards more.
Oh my goodness, this is a great stat right here. Wow.
Sean McDermott.
Hold on now.
Liam Cohen.
It sure as hell isn't me. We have a running back who's a head coach.
Oh, it can't be Campbell. The guy who was their quarterback. Can't be O'Connell. He never played really. It's not Mike McDaniel.
Well, I tell you what, I know it's not Mike McDaniel.
That's
for a fact. Sean, Pete, Andy.
Not brave is. Did Sean Payton somehow man it? No, good. Thank God.
No, I'm not giving up. Not giving up. My conference.
I'm going to pause it here.
Yeah. What do you think?
Do we have any guesses?
Who said my conference?
That was John Harbaugh. So this whole last bit is
They're all
John
trying to go through their minds. What it was.
Did Aaron Glenn?
No, he's defense. That's brought up. Same thing. One of the coaches says that. It's interesting, too, because you can identify a lot of those coaches just by hearing their voice, right?
Yeah.
That's the NFL.
Pete
right?
Carroll.
I know, right? I think one of them said, no, they were leather helmets when he was playing.
Yeah.
Patriots, Jets. No, he played corner.
There you go, Hardy.
I don't know. Who is it?
No, I don't want you to tell me. Somebody. What division is West?
So, you want the answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
West.
It was the brother of
Jim.
this guy.
Jim, oh my God, that's terrible. That is so bad. Because I'm going to tell you what, most underrated quarterback in NFL history, Jim Harbaugh.
That's a hell of a stat. Jim Harbaugh has 5 more rushing stats for his career than Bo Jackson
he
does.
he played 14 years, did Harbaugh, and he ran for 2787 and 18 touchdowns. Now, keep in mind.
That's the problem. Everyone's thinking running back.
And we forget Bo
that's
Jackson.
right, yeah.
Bo Jackson only played 4 seasons and had 2,782 yards. Wow. Pretty funny, though. Listen to all the coaches.
Yeah,
Oh, it's my brother.
You said that I sucked at Jacksonville trivia, so I'm going to ask you the 2 questions I got asked. Who was the first draft pick for the Lions?
What, in the 30s?
Yeah. You weren't alive either. You said I should know the history. Let's go. Who is it? Who was their first coach, too? Give it to me.
Sweet Feet Monroe.
I got the head coach right, but come on.
I think their first head coach just got inducted into the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, so I should definitely know that.
So you don't know either?
No.
Ha! It was Sid Wagner was their first, and Hal Griffin was the first head coach.
I don't know.
So
I'm thinking of somebody
suck
else.
it, Hardy.
You still did poorly.
Okay. You didn't know the answers to the same questions you
But
were asked,
I-
though, and you said that I should know them even though I wasn't alive. Neither were you. It was 1930.
Isn't there a difference between a 40-year gap and like a
I don't think so.
3-year gap?
You said that I should know the history, and you
40
don't know it either. So you
40
can make
year-
excuses all you want, but you're still wrong.
There's a difference between 40 years and 3 years.
I'm just saying.
I think that
I'm just saying.
I think the
If you're gonna
the
be
gap
about it,
there
be
is
about it.
significant. Dan, it was an absolute pleasure having you here again today.
Happy New Year.
Kendra, nice
Year,
right
Kendra.
up until that last moment when you got
I still
weird.
have cookies for you that I'll bring next week.
I don't want them.
Okay.
Ryan, George, thank you very much. George, thank you so much. When we mentioned Rocky earlier, I caught out of the corner of my eye, George was shadowboxing in the background when the Rocky movie got mentioned. And if you want a little glimpse into why we think George is weird, that's a little reason why right there.
I don't think George is weird.
I don't either.
Final answer, you don't want cookies, or are you just mad?
What kind of cookies are they?
The ones I made last year, the Ritz cracker ones.
Yes, please. I do
Okay.
want them.
That's
All
what I
right.
thought.
All right. I don't know who's in for Zolak and Bertrand
It's
next.
Leroy and Dondero.
Oh, nice. Oh, there we go.
Everybody back Monday?
Everybody's back on Monday. We'll talk to you
Oh,
then.
and don't forget, Patriots All Access tonight at 7 at WBZ, 11:30 pregame show on WBZ Sunday, postgame show on TV 38. Thank you, Hardy. I just had to say that.
No, you got it all in.
Happy New Year.
Have a great weekend. Happy New Year. Bye.
Have a weekend. Toucher and Hardy will be back on Monday on the Sports Hub.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling sluggish,